and the Pistons.
What is it, like a
Series.
channel, another channel that does that?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, they breaking down the defensive responsibilities and all that good stuff. And Knicks better not lose to the Pistons in round one. And I ain't even a Knicks fan, but man, come on, man, just for the sake of New York, bro.
I need to jump. I need to jump on that type of
On some
basketball.
basketball talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I it's a relaxation place after dealing with all this
That's
hustle and
foolery.
bustle for boxing, the buffoonery that we deal with in boxing on a daily basis.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Just
bro.
it becomes pure buffoonery, man.
Yeah.
That's what
It
happens.
definitely does. It definitely
It
does.
just yeah, it becomes a sideshow, bro. Like, bro.
Well, I mean, I think with this boxing talk, these guys just the fanatics are real fanatics. You know what I'm saying? And they just get to the point where they're not able to see clear without first prioritizing celebrating and putting their boxer up at the top of everything. So they can't hold them accountable for nothing because I don't know. They feel like
No.
it's their job. Like, we got to defend him, man. He's out here trying to make things happen. And these guys are and they also put a lot of weight on our opinions. Like, you guys are making everybody hate him. You
Right.
guys are steering it like, yo, bro. No, we're not. We're not,
Bro,
bro.
look what YouTube doing. We got 8 people and 2 people in the chat.
Bro. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty diabolical, you know what I'm saying? People get caught. It does, bro. It ain't
Bro,
something
8 people is crazy, man.
they're gonna stack in right quick. They usually come in, boom, 50 short, boom, another 100, and all of a sudden it's back on. Salute Southwest. What's up, Brendan? Brendan Pierre.
So yeah, man.
That
So
Floyd Schofield
it
is
just
cracking me up. 5 million
it
bro back
I
out.
don't know about you, but I don't know about you, Clay, but I get drained, bro.
Oh, it's a fact, man. It's hard for me. Like, my wife tries to get on me. She's like, why you not dropping videos like you? I'm like, honestly, I'll be trying to get it together, but it's kind of difficult, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it just gets crazy. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff is obvious and some of it is like, but people just get so upset. You try not to get into it with people. You just lose the zing for it. But man, I love what. Did you watch the Grand Prix today?
Nah.
Man, bro. That was good. That
Yeah.
was good. A lot of good prospects, man. Good stoppages. There was some stops.
Bro, I completely forgot. Remember, I tell you I was dealing with this stuff with my aunt.
Right.
So and I'm still dealing with that. So like, it kind of
16 fights, man. 16 fights and all decent fights, man. You know what I mean? Like, just good fights, man. There's some good talent coming out. I love the international, like the people from Ghana, Philippines, South America, Colombia, Mexico. Obviously, Black Americans were there. There was some good Black Americans out there from Ohio and from Jersey, New York. I think it was all the 126 and 135 pounders, I want to say, today.
And that's what we seriously need, man.
Good stuff today, bro.
We need that, man. We seriously need it, man.
Good.
Seriously,
And open scoring. So each round what the judges are saying and the fighters know what's going on. So now, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just more open and transparent the way they're doing it, man. It was a refreshing. I don't know what anybody thought about it. The people in here, they saw it, but I was watching it today. It was good, man. It was good.
Salute to Brandon Pierre, my brother in the building. Southwest Dice, Steph Zavilla, BVJ Trey, Sylvester Solomon 2011. The beautiful queen, Cameron Fields, she's in the building.
Salute.
Blessings, queen. Yeah, Clay, man. That's what we need. Because like you said, open score, it's just transparency. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that. We need that in the sport of boxing, man.
Structure. Good structure. The referees weren't playing no games. They weren't allowing the clinching. They weren't allowing too much clinching. A couple of dudes, like one dude specifically, lost some points on it. And just pushing the action. You know what I'm saying? Pushing the action, not allowing these guys to skate. Good fight. 6 rounds, 6-round fights. But they prospects, you know what I mean?
Right.
Undefeated versus undefeated. You know what I mean? The best versus the best. Not no cherry pick versus, you know what I mean, building up a prospect. Just good fights, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was attempting to do with BLK Prime, me and Zab Judah. Remember I was telling you that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just didn't work out, but
that's what pro boxing's doing pretty much.
Yeah, that's what we was, just go figure. That was our concept before they even had it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful that they're doing it. You know what I mean? Even because the sport of boxing truly needs it, Clay.
Yeah,
it needs it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the sport that we love is suffering, and there's a lot of silliness that goes on in the sport, and it just, you know what I mean? Like it's just ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? Like there's no structure, there's no order. You know what I mean? We already know it's the Wild Wild West, but man, oh man, just look at the whole situation. I want to start off by talking about this with you, right? Since we on that note, you can say and do whatever you want in the sport of boxing, and nobody cares, right? It's like there's no accountability. There's nothing, right? Floyd Schofield can come out here and just diabolically just fly out lie. Like, man, we was off for the fight. And Clay, you can tell
it wasn't an offer. And you can see Junior's starting to get there.
Yeah, he's wheeling them in, right? And my thing is this, right, Clay?
Well, what do you mean wheeling them in? Like Junior's joining?
Yeah.
No, I feel like Junior's getting kind of like exhausted from dealing with the backlash, like of stuff that his father's doing. Like he's trying his best to be loyal and stay on the right side of the street and do what he feels like he's supposed to do, but he is suffering a big backlash constantly from what his father's doing. It's unnecessary. It's not building up a fight, and he doesn't need to deal with it, because if it was going his way, he wouldn't be as frustrated as I see him looking. He was super frustrated today with Mill City. Mill had to ask him literally like, "Yo, you okay?"
I didn't see him on there. I just seen Senior, and I once I seen Senior talking, Clay, I'm gonna be real. I was like, I can't, bro. I can't even.
Junior was sitting there. Mill was like, "Yo, are you okay? You look real bothered. Like you act like this is old. This is relatively new. You act like you kind of bothered." He was like, "What? Nah, it's just I know what it is. Junior ain't gonna say, but I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Everybody asking me questions about where did this 2.5 come from? How am I valued at that when I didn't even fight Shakur last time? Missed out on that payday. What makes, you know what I mean? Now you got to answer the question, and you got to start saying things like, no, he was just throwing a number out there. We don't really care. We would have took 1 million. You just got to make all, you got to retract so much that you didn't even put out there. And it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. And then Junior sitting there saying that it was an offer made, and he was kind of annoyed with Abdullah Mason that they would make an offer, but go ahead and make this fight with Nakatilian. And then the father had to be like, no, it wasn't no offer made. They just inquired about our availability. So he doesn't even really know what's going on. And you're just dealing with all this. And bro, I just want to fight. I'm the fighter. I want to fight. You know what I'm saying? So what are we doing? What's all this extra stuff that's going on that you're putting out there, and it's not building up a fight? And of course, conveniently on the back end of Abdullah Mason getting this deal with Ring Magazine, getting this Ring Magazine ambassador, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you need 2.5 million. So everybody can see the play that you sitting here and try to play on Turkey. Well, what about the fact that you left Turkey looking wild crazy a couple of weeks ago with Shakur Stevenson and pretty much said that the whole place was ran like the Wild Wild West, and somebody got in your Kool-Aid, put some poison in there, had you in the hospital, and how you'll never perform over there in Saudi Arabia again. You said you'll never perform in Saudi Arabia again. So what do you think Turkey's going to offer you 2.5 million for? For what? You see, he just reneged. I'm not going to say reneged, but you see how he just did Shakur, and Shakur willing to fight over there. So what he going to do with you? You didn't even show up for the fight. I don't know, bro. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot coming up from over there. And like I said, I'm all for whatever you got to do to make a fight. But when I see the fight's not even being made, now it's just like you playing in my face, and there's not even no fight at the end. It's like, it's like blue balls, pause. You know what I'm saying? It's like you playing with me, but not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to deal with that. You got that shorty who play games with you like that. After a while, you just let her know, hey, man, don't touch me, bro.
Right.
Like, we cool. Like, stop touching me, man, because you know it's not going nowhere. So stop. Don't do that. Just let's watch a movie. Let's be friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't touch me.
See, Clay, I didn't even see
Mm-hmm.
Junior or the third come on.
Right.
Like, once I seen Dad talking, and I couldn't even do it. I'm like, bro, this guy is he's so like it's just so unbelievable that he's even still having these conversations. Like, bro, like again, like it was made very clear to me that he saw what was getting ready to happen, and he has to explain to his son why he's not getting the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And he tried to get ahead of it. That's what he did, Clay.
Right. Right.
He jumped out there yesterday. That's why he said, "Oh, before y'all start hearing X, Y, and Z," because they probably was offered the fight, and he probably said something silly like 2.5, and they was like, "Bro, we're not even gonna have a conversation with you no more."
Call up Nakatili, bro. Just call up Nakatili, bro.
Just call up Nakatili. Let's move on.
Let's move on, bro, because he being ridiculous.
Right.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price. What was yesterday's price?
Right. And I think that his son don't know that took place.
Right. He don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like, he don't know the extent of the actual conversation. He doesn't know that he's seeing it now. And what he's seeing, Blue, is he woke up this morning and he's seeing a flyer out there for Keyshawn Davis and De Los Santos. He's seeing Abdullah Mason as a co-main event. And he sees Nakatili. And he goes, what happened? I thought they wanted to fight us. And then Senior's like, oh, no, they were playing games. You know what I'm saying, you know how they do. They act like they're interested, and then they don't want to make the fight, though. And then they got now also on the back end, you got to deal with this $2.5 million. And, you know, 22 years old, you're a man, bro. You understand, bro. You know how these negotiations go, bro. You say some absurd number like that, it's just ridiculous. You know, if I come and ask you to buy your car right now, Blue, for your Range Rover, and I go, yo, bro, I like that Range Rover. How much you trying to let it go for? If you say 200,000, I'm not making a counter offer. I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. You say $200,000 to me, I'm gone, bro. I'm not. You ain't gonna make a counter offer? What counter offer you want me to make, bro? What you think I'm about to make a counter offer on, bro? You just said 200,000, bro. Okay, I got a counter offer $5,000. You know what I'm saying? Since we're doing extreme, let's go extreme for extreme. You know what I'm saying? Since we're not being real. You say a number like that, there's no reason to talk about it. And on top of that, Blue, what do you think about business negotiations happening and the other person you're negotiating with is making offers and negotiating on social media? How does that make you feel, right? If I'm negotiating with you about something, I'm like, yo, Blue Blood, you know what I'm saying? Just call my phone and offer me something. I got the offer. Yo, I need 150K. You know what I'm saying? Let them know to give me a holler. You're going to be like, this messy ass, clown ass dude that went to social media and did it like that. We don't even need to be talking. The whole thing was handled messy.
But that's what I'm saying, Clay. I don't think it was on social media. I think it was behind the scenes. And then once he realized he messed up, he tried to, that's why he said, before you hear everything else, let me go ahead and tell you, because he tried to get ahead of it, because he know he was being diabolical when they reached out, because his brain,
right, you
can tell he was like, oh, because he said it again.
Yep.
We from New York, Clay. You know somebody trying to city slick you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you just signed with Turkey, and you got Jay Prince. Oh, you got the bag.
Right.
Hold on. We want $2 million. $2 million? And it's just like what you just said, Clay. 200,000 for your used Range Rover, bro. I might as well go to the dealer.
Right. And go get a brand new one for 100.
Right. Right out the gate, you let me know you're trying to get over.
Period. And you let me know you don't want to sell your car to me.
We done.
I'm not making a counter offer. I'm going home. I'm going to make better use of my time.
And another indication that he already had these conversations and he's lying to his son is when he said, if they believe in him, they'll come up with the money. Right. Which means they probably already told him, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's when the regret comes in even communicating with him in any kind of way. If they communicated with him, it just a turn off, bro. And we all know, listen, Oscar De La Hoya does not believe Junior is there yet. He does not believe he's there for those big fights yet. He tried to get in front of the Shakur fight and try to stop that. He even said it after his last fight when he got put down that clearly he needs more development. We need Oscar. You know, these promoters, Blue, they have their pros and their cons, right?
Right.
But somebody like Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, they know how to gauge talent. They know how to gauge what level you're at. Like they see Virgil, they're like, yeah, let Virgil go ahead and fight Sergey. Let Virgil go ahead and fight Majimov. Let's see if we can put Virgil in front of Terrence Crawford. They believe Virgil is there, but when they don't believe you're there and you're constantly aiming at, they don't think you're ready for no damn tank, bro. They know you're not ready for no damn. They don't even think. They know you ain't ready for no damn tank. They never thought, and they pretty much know you was never ready for no damn Shakur. And I'm pretty sure their minds are pretty made up about what would happen between you and Abdullah as well. So you're sitting here trying to paint this picture as if everybody's against what you're doing. Oscar's shown it, and he had to like retract and like, hey man, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. Everybody sees it, but you're sitting out here online. I don't know what you think you're doing. I don't know what you think you're doing. Like, I don't get it. Those shots. I don't know what I'm talking about. What do I know about boxing and business? Go ahead, bro. Continue to do what you do. Like I say to everybody else who uses that. Just do what you do then, bro. Let's see what happens. I want to know who Schofield is fighting in June. That's what's the big concern. Who are you fighting in June? Who is Oscar negotiating to put you in the ring with in June? You're number 1 or number 2 in the WBA rankings. By the way, they just tried y'all, put William Zepeda, another Oscar De La Hoya fighter, that they put right in front of y'all. Y'all supposed to be fighting Tank, right? You're supposed to be in line to fight Tank. They put William Zepeda as number 1 in the WBA sanctioning body while he's holding an interim title in another division.
And here's another indication, right, Clay?
Yeah, take the hint. Like they don't.
In all these conversations he had, right?
Yep.
He never once mentioned Top Rank.
Yeah.
So you had no conversation with Top Rank because, again, like you said, Clay, Top Rank is gonna be like, bro, we're not paying you. That's why he went Turkey and Jay Prince. If y'all believe in your boy, put the money up.
Right.
He never mentioned Top Rank. In order for you to be offered anything, it would have had to go through Top Rank.
100%.
He never mentioned Top Rank at all.
Yeah.
Doing his son a disservice, man. That's what he's doing. He's doing his son a grave disservice, man.
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't look good, man. It just doesn't, man. And you keep smiling too much. And there's nothing listen, man, clearly there is a disconnect between you and your son, because when you got you laughing and your son not laughing, that's a tell sign of some, you know what I'm saying, Blue? You sitting here laughing, having a good time, and I'm sitting next to you like, there's a disconnect. Why isn't Junior enjoying the festivities like you are? Why isn't he laughing like you're laughing? Why is he not like, hi, those guys, we were just putting out the offer. It's all why is he not talking like that? Why is he not in the mood that you're in? What's going on? There's a disconnect. You're having too much of a good time. It's kind of like when you're playing video games with your kids, but you find yourself playing a video game and I don't know. I don't know if anybody can relate, but I've been in this situation where my kid walks out the room because I'm playing the video game too much. And they're like, yo, bro, I don't even want to play. Like, I'm going to go outside and play. Hey, where you going, man? We playing. No, we not playing. You playing, Negro. I'm saying I don't want to sit here and keep on watching you play, bro. It's been my turn. It's been my turn. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me just finish this level. Yeah, you finish the game. How about that? When you're done, I'll come down here and play by myself, bro. Because this is ridiculous. This is diabolical. And that's what's happening. Floyd Sr. is getting used to, and he's loving the sound of his voice. He's loving the attention he's getting. He's loving being on these platforms. He's loving the attention he's getting from the chats attacking him and from everybody wanting to know what's going on and interviewing him. And he's overwhelmed in it, and he's leaving Junior in the background, and Junior's not getting no shine. No shine out of this. At this point, Junior just wants a fight date. Like, okay, fine. If I can't talk for myself, I can't do my own social media, I can't comment, I can't do an interview without you standing in the room, without you popping in and saying stuff, at least get me a fight. At least get me a fight so I can at least go in the gym and start training and be getting ready for something while you do your newfound love and passion that you have for doing interviews at this point.
He need to get away from him, man. He has to get away from him.
Clay used to steal ambulances only on GTA. Nah, bro. I was stealing all the sport cars, bro. Motorcycles, I was getting it in, man. Cop chases, you know what I'm saying? I was all about that in GTA.
Clay, the truth of the matter is he got to get away from him, bro.
Yeah, he has to separate father and business. He has to say, be a dad, be a grandfather, be in the gym, motivating me in the gym, get to work. I need you back to behind the scenes. Get behind the scenes, operate in that capacity. It seems like we were doing okay when you were like that, you know, be in the corner, give me advice, those things. But this whole new passion and love you have for the camera and talking and, you know, talking about my frontal lobe ain't developed all the way and I'm still too young to speak to myself and do all that. Nah, brother, we got to stop that. I got a damn son. I got a damn son, bro. We ain't playing that game. I'm a grown-ass man, bro. I can speak to myself. Abdullah Mason, look how well he is doing with the media right now. I seen him do that interview a few weeks back before he had that fight. I was like, right on point, answering the questions, not being baited into answering things he doesn't want to answer. How is Schofield Jr. going to get to that point if he's always got to sit there next to his father? His father cannot sell that crap to me. He needs to go sell that somewhere else. You're not the first father and son duo in boxing, but look how Bill does. Bill does not jump in front of Devin. When Devin's speaking, Bill leaves the room. Bill speaks on his own. But when Devin is speaking, Devin is speaking. Look at how Tiafimo's handling it. Nah, bro, you stay over here, man. I'm doing the interview. I'm on the stage. I'm doing a press conference. You sit your tail down there and you let me speak, bro. Let me handle my business. You know what I mean? Like, you see the father and son duels and how they operate. The way you're doing it is he's operating like one of those dudes who be like beating on his woman and he won't let his woman talk. Like, he's always trying to control the narrative. When they go to family events, the woman can't really speak like that. She got to stay by his side anywhere she is. He's always cutting in. Nah, she cool, man. What it is she's going to do this. Everything is just weird and cringy, bro. And you keep on trying to sell it as a father's love for his son. And you keep on trying to sell this story about you protecting him, but nobody's buying it because nobody needs that kind of protection at 22 years old. Nobody needs that much protection, bro. It's not that serious, bro. It's just boxing. It's what he's choosing to do for a living. He could put his life on the line in the ring. He could do all those things in the ring. Damn it, he can answer some questions by himself because you ain't going to die in there if he dies. God forbid. You know what I'm saying? So what are you talking about? He's not there yet. And he can't speak for himself. Get out the room, bro. Go for a drive when he's doing an interview. Go to the gym, workout. Let that man have at it, bro. And be surprised like the rest of us. Catch the playback and see what your son had to say, bro. And talk to him on the back end and be like, yo, that part right there, you kind of said too much. You're right there. You see what I'm saying? School him. But this dysfunctional, toxic ass thing we're seeing happening in the camera every time Junior's up there is getting uncomfortable to watch, man.
Yeah, and look, Najee just did an interview with Bill and Devin separately.
Yeah, easy.
They're not sitting there, it's just not necessary. Yeah, but it's like you said, he's found fame through this situation. That's what he did. He's found his fame through this situation.
Yeah, bro. He's getting drunk off that attention, man. He's liking it a little bit too much. You could see it. Like I said, he's laughing. Junior ain't. That's where the disconnect is. You see the disconnect. It's no longer about Junior. Junior's sitting there like, and you're sitting there like, they love it, yo. They want to talk to me. Floyd is the best in the world. Nobody's going with it, bro.
Right. It's nasty work, and he's destroying. And if Floyd got it, he got to do something ASAP.
I genuinely feel bad for Floyd Schofield Jr. I'm not even playing.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely, when I see those interviews, I feel like I'm looking at a woman who I know is getting slapped up behind the scenes, but she won't do. That's what it feels like when you see the chemistry. It looks like Junior is damn near being held against his will, bro. It looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
They can say whatever they want to say. Senior can say whatever he wants to say, bro. I'm telling you, it looks cringy with y'all on the camera, bro. It don't look right, bro. It don't. It looks like something diabolical and toxic is happening behind the scenes, bro.
I 100% agree.
It's uncomfortable to see, man. It's uncomfortable to see, bro. Nothing that Senior has done has made me want to see Junior fight. How about that? Nothing that he said has made me want to see his son fight. And that's what you should be doing, right? When Bill is on there, he's selling Devin fighting, being the best fighter in the world, and he's gonna beat up your favorite fighter. And this fight needs to happen. Blah blah blah. He's promoting the fight. When Senior talks, sometimes I don't even remember that he's talking about Junior. I'll be honest. Sometimes I forget that he's like even talking about his son. Yeah, bro.
It's so diabolical, like it's hard to watch, man. It's like, bro, you got to back off, bro.
Dinkenboom, whatever his name is, says they the same. I guess I'm assuming you're talking about Bill and Floyd Schofield Sr. And bro, hell no, they not, bro. That's just some hate or something. That is not true, bro. They are nowhere near the same, bro. It is not the same at all, bro. It's not the same conversation at all, bro.
It's not even close.
Not at all, man. Devin is nowhere near to be found when Bill is talking. He is working out. He's doing his thing. It's a whole, when Devin is speaking, you don't hear Bill in the background. You don't know where Bill is at. You don't know where Bill's at. When he did his interview with Andre Ward, well, Bill was nowhere to be found. It was Andre Ward and Devin Haney having a conversation. When Bill was talking with Najee, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found was Devin, and vice versa. You see Devin getting ready to do the interview. They did the interview separately. There it is right there. There's a difference right there. The fact that you can see they did the interview on the same day, but Bill did one interview and Devin did another interview. Why weren't they sitting together? That's how, I'll tell you right now, that's how Floyd Schofield Sr. and Jr. would be if they had an interview. I remember when I saw Floyd Schofield Jr. do an interview in Riyadh, and he was by himself for a hot minute. I was in shock. I'm like, oh, snap. Yo, yeah. It was like 5 minutes past. Here comes Senior. Senior popped up. Yeah, I was like, oh, my. He was there the whole time? Come on, bro. I couldn't believe it when he popped up. It was like 5 to 10 minutes interview. All of a sudden, he came around. He's sitting there. No, I'm just here. Or he'll sit there and do this thing right here, Blue. Oh, I'm not part of the interview. I'm just sitting here. Go ahead and talk to Floyd.
Like, yeah. Go ahead. Say what you got to say. Tell him.
I'm not even here. Like, bro, how about you just don't be there? How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? How about don't be there?
Tell him. Say what you got to say. Tell him.
Go ahead. Tell him.
Bro.
Floyd, speak to him. Let me stop.
He puts words in his mouth. It's just bad, bro.
I'm gonna stop with the twang in my voice. I was low key kind of making fun of him a little bit. I don't like getting in on that Mama Schofield train. I think that's mad disrespectful for them dudes to be trying him like that. That is a father, but I ain't gonna act like, bruh. You do.
And then he gets exactly. Dinkum. he says he's not getting in it, and then he goes right and gets involved.
Right in. Hold on.
The thing is, no. Because the thing is, no, bro. What do you, bro? No, what?
No, he was doing an interview with the boxing voice and
I heard that's for sure.
And you seen Senior literally smacked him on his shoulder, like, no, hold on, and you seen him just like, you seen Junior just kind of drop his mouth in his hand, like, yo, bro, there's an issue there, man. Yo, there's an issue there, Senior. You need to, oh man, show some real love and own the issue you have. You have one, bro. You have an issue. I know you have an issue, bro, but you think you got it under control. You think you're working on it and you think you have it under control. You're acknowledging it, but you're not acknowledging it enough. You're not acknowledging enough to know that the best thing for your son right now is for you to get away from the camera. Just work in the backgrounds. Communicate with Oscar, communicate with Bernard, and run everything you doing through them dudes before you hit a camera and start saying something, bro. Run it through them. Yo, I was going to go up on social media today and be like, yo, we want 2.5 million. What do y'all think? Get their opinion, get them involved in the process so that they can school you as well on the processes. I promise you, more than half of that stuff you be trying to do, they'll be like, don't even do it. Nah, don't do that either. Don't even say that. Just keep everything on point. Look at how Bozy operate. Bozy right now may be the A1 dad in the game. The way he just plays his position. When he said the other day that they're not chasing those guys no more, I was shocked that he said that much, bro. I was like, oh, Bozy usually just like, hey, man, you know, Eddie first. Hey, man, you got to make sure you call Steven Espinosa. Hey, man, you got to make sure you call Bozy quick to throw it off and don't want to say nothing he ain't supposed to say. Quick to back up. That's how you got to be, man. Be the trainer. You're not the promoter, bro. It's crazy.
It's bad work, man. It's bad work, bro.
It is weird, bro. It is,
it's
bro.
bad work,
Clay
man.
Wilder. I'm not wilding, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. On that, I don't like to get in on that Mama Schofield train, bro. I'm be honest with you. I don't like it. I think it's wild, disrespectful. I'm being dead serious. Like, y'all don't need to do him like that. But at the same time, I get it. I'm getting what y'all doing.
See, like the whole situation with him and Coach Malachi, I get it. Like Coach Malachi, he went on there and disrespected that man. So the glove is off. You know what I'm saying? So
they be hitting on the notes though. When Greg be getting at him, bro, it ain't like I don't see where he be coming from. I'll tell you that right now. It's not like I don't see it. Like I don't understand.
It's unbelievable, bro. But let me ask you this, Clay. What is taking so long to announce the rematch between Tank and Lamont Roach to the point where yesterday Lamont Roach like, to hell with it. I'm just going to eat ice cream and move up to 140.
Yeah. I saw that. And it's the Tank business, man. Welcome to the Tank business, man. The same reason that you see Lamont acting like that is why Shakur has been so inactive on pushing for that fight the way people want to see him do it. They know it's a sensitive thing, and he doesn't want to piss him off. He knows his best chance of making that fight happen is by not saying nothing crazy about that fight, because Tank's instinct, when Tank gets mad and gets petty, the way he punishes you is by not fighting you. It's weird. He doesn't go into it like, I want to fight you because you're talking so much. He goes the opposite way. He goes away from the fight. He starves you. He feels like the payday that he knows you're going to get and that he's stopping you from getting is the real revenge. So Lamont's trying to be quiet, and Lamont's not doing interviews no more like that. He did that interview with Andre Ward, and he stopped the social media. And I believe deep in my heart, he did that off the strength of probably Tank's team is communicating that, yo, Tank don't like those interviews, bro. Even though all he's doing is talking about himself and what he knows he can do and what he felt like in a fight. But he knows, right, Blue? He knows if Tank starts feeling some kind of way and he's in, and I think what Tank does is he goes off of what the boxing space says, not off what the interview says, right? So he don't care what's said in the interview. It's not until the boxing space goes, like Tank is more upset at you making content off what Lamont Roach said and what you're saying than what Lamont Roach is actually saying, right? Like, you'll give your perspective as what you see, but he'll look at it like if Lamont ain't do the interview, Blue wouldn't even have nothing to say, and he'll take it out on Lamont. You know what I'm saying? Even though Lamont didn't even say all that. You know what I mean? So he has to, you got to tippy toe. If you want to fight Tank and you want to be in the Tank business, bro, you got to know how to deal with it. And it's becoming frustrating for a lot of people to see. And with the way Turkey's moving right now, with this new move he made with Ring Magazine and signing Abdullah Mason and Shushu Carrington and Keyshawn Davis, and he's going to be facilitating a lot of fights. I really believe if Tank doesn't jump in front of making some of these fights, he's going to become irrelevant. I believe it. I feel like he's going to become irrelevant. People might want to be like, oh, what are you talking about? I'm just telling you, bro. I don't think people are going to care about, they're not going to even say his name no more. They're not. They're not going to even say his name no more. They're just going to make fights. Keyshawn going to probably go ahead and make a unification fight with the winner of Raymond Moratala and Zaru Abdullah. He'll make that his last fight at 135. If the phone calls don't start coming through, he's probably going to go ahead and go to 140. You know what I'm saying? Leverage his unification, leverage his newfound victory and accolades at 140 and try to get in the best fights. Shakur's going to start fighting these European fighters. He's going to start fighting. He's going to go fight Joe Cordina again, Mark Chamberlain. He'll fight maybe Lomachenko if Lomachenko comes back. He'll do what he does until he gets tired of it and goes to 140. And people are going to stop trying to make the Tank fight, bro. That's what they're going to do.
I agree 1,000%, man. I feel like this, right? Mm-hmm. And salute to the brother Freedom March dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. Appreciate you, family. I don't know. Tank had no plans on having this rematch, right?
It seemed like he'd rather had not done it. Right. It seems like
Right.
this is more of an answer, you know what I mean,
Right.
to what the public is
Like
saying.
he wanted to get active, get a knockout, right? Get out of Dodge, go collect some money,
Mm-hmm.
and be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he told Al, he done. He
Yep.
promised Al, remember?
Yep. I do remember.
And I think that he's at the point where he dropped the ball on his fight with Lamont Roach. He dropped the ball. And now he in his head like, damn, I gotta go do that again. Because you can't move forward with that blemish.
Yeah, people are gonna throw it in your face the whole time, unless he makes a big fight. Like if he makes the Shakur Stevenson fight, or like he
Right.
makes a big fight, then that will trump. You know what I'm saying?
It would have to be one of those, but that's what he knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that Jake Paul and Netflix was like, yeah, no, you're gonna have to go fix that, bro.
Right. That too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, no, we got the bag. You know it's here, but you
Even
gonna have to
that
go.
being exposed too, right? Like being exposed the way Jake did, that kind of like
Right.
pull a lot of pressure because a lot of people are like, yo, you was about to fight Jake?
Right.
Oh, bro. You was about to fight
Right.
Jake. Yeah,
Right.
that's looking bad.
You was retiring.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing, right? Like you said, he gonna get left behind. I don't think he cares. He it's already in his rearview mirror.
Yep.
He just dropped the ball on the plan.
Right. By making it, letting this fight go to a draw.
Exactly. The Lamont Roach fight. Lamont Roach completely, but that's when you try to skip the line, Clay. That's what happens, right? In life. The Jessica Peace Best and Queen. That's what happens in life. When you try to skip what Blaze say, you can't ice skate uphill.
Nah, difficult. Some people might say it's impossible.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't cut the line.
Mm-mm.
And he ran into somebody that this is what and again, right, Clay? It makes the rematch so interesting because did you run into somebody that got your number? Did you have a bad day? So now the boxing world, including Jake Paul, and they like, all right, this might have been a better fight than we thought. Because Jake Paul got options.
Yeah.
Because he ain't fighting for legacy. Right? He ain't quote unquote a real fighter. Jake Paul got a bag already. He got connections, right? He fighting because he want to.
Yeah.
Tank fighting because he have to. There's a difference.
Right. He needs that
So,
payday. But even Jake got a little pressure on him, I think, now too, because I think his Netflix deal is very
as far as business goes.
Yeah, contingency. It's like
Yeah.
contingencies in there, like, and I
Right.
think the pressure's on him. That's why he's screaming for Anthony Joshua now and screaming for
But
you know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, right, Clay? With Jake Paul, anything is acceptable. Any real fighter is acceptable.
Right.
If he fought a 75-pounder, it would be acceptable. If he fought anybody that has any type of boxing skill, we're gonna watch because we view him as a novel, a novice, and he's an entertainer that got into the boxing world.
Right.
So we want to see: can you really beat a real fighter?
Right.
That's actually somewhat close to his prime, or in his prime, or young, a contender. Could you
Right.
do it? You know what I'm saying? So he could fight at 175. He could fight a heavyweight like Joshua. It's all going to sell.
Right. Right.
Tank can't.
I mean, supposedly that's the argument, though, right? That he can, right? That's the whole thing with Tank, right? That it doesn't matter who he fights, that the fans are going to support, the pay-per-view numbers are going to reflect, the asses are going to be in the seats. That he's that fighter who can fight anybody and make it happen. That's the narrative, at least, right? That's what it would. That's what you would have to believe to a degree he pulled Lamont Roach out of nowhere. Lamont Roach and him, it turned out to be a great fight. But people saw a 130 pounder being pulled up at first, but people still showed up. Right? People still packed out Barclays. So the pay-per-view numbers supposedly still did decent. I don't know what the numbers. I hear anything from 150 to 300,000. I don't know what the numbers were, but Tom Brown seems to be very pleased with it. In his interview, seemed to be very pleased with what those numbers said. So does Tank have the pressure to make a big fight? No. Does the dance partner matter for him? I don't know. I think on the back end of this Lamont Roach fight, it's changed a lot of the narrative. You know what I'm saying? The back of this Lamont Roach fight has turned it into a hold up, bro. Lamont almost beat you. And a lot of people think he beat you. So you do got to kind of clear the air up on that one. So it makes it hard to move past this and jump into a Jake Paul fight. Past this and move into another fight without this being handled, because Lamont Roach looks like he kind of had your number. Whether or not you just weren't focused, you were distracted, which I think could be part of it, doesn't really matter, right? At the end of the day, the performance was so suspect that most people think you lost the fight if the rules would have been enforced.
And that's my thing, right, Clay? He don't have he has to rectify this situation to be able to sell moving forward. You see what I'm saying? Because here's the thing that people don't want to talk about. The truth of the matter is he's plateaued. You understand what I'm saying? Like he hasn't elevated. Like he's plateaued. Without Ryan Garcia, what did he do? He went back to doing similar numbers that he always does.
Yeah.
Because he's plateaued.
Yeah, something's got to give, and especially with the pressure on him to kind of help the PBC, resurrect or whatever have you. It seems like there's a lot of pressure coming in from multiple different directions with him right now.
Yeah.
And his words have wrote him a check that he needs to cash. The retirement, I didn't call out none of these dudes. What did these dudes do to earn a right to fight me? Well, what did Lamont do to earn the right to fight you? And also, is Lamont better than these dudes? Don't let these dudes fight Lamont first. You know what I mean? Then it's going to be crazy if Shakur beats Lamont. Could you imagine if Lamont don't fight Tank and then Lamont fight Shakur and Shakur beats him? Oh my God, bro, it's going to be diabolical.
And that's another thing, right? That's putting pressure on him, right? This is why he have to do it.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he does this fight. I think the Lamont Roach fight happens. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. But when's the announcement going to be? What do you think about Turkey and Shakur saying, let's get back to work? Do you think it's possible that Lou DeCubis, Al Heyman, Tom Brown, those guys are communicating with Turkey on putting this Tank fight together, on getting this payday right to make this fight happen? You think that's possible?
With Al and Turkey to get Shakur and Tank?
Yeah, like the reason Al's not really stressing the Zepeda fights because he has another plan for Shakur, and that Shakur maybe has been made aware of what the big plan is. You feel me? And now Shakur is like, oh man, let's get back to work. There was a miscommunication. I'm ready to do it. Let's go, Turkey. You know what I'm trying to say? Like motivated all of a sudden, coming to find out why Turkey was like, to the Zepeda fight.
Nah.
Because that picture with Lou DeCubis in Turkey all of a sudden, what's that all about?
No, that's just the PBC working with them.
Just in general, not for a fight.
Nah, I mean just in general. I think that I think that Shakur spoke too soon. I think that he might not have been aware of the situation with the fight having to be in Saudi Arabia to get the money he was looking for. I think he wasn't aware of that, and I think that now he has the understanding, like, okay, I could fight here and get the bread in that I want. You know what I'm saying? Over there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that now he's like, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad to fight over there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna fight in Vegas, you're gonna fight in the States, and do what? You know what I'm saying? When you can make like it is you versus Zepeda is not a big fight. It's a big fight. It's an interesting fight, right? But it's not a pay-per-view fight. Like we ain't gonna pay a $1 trillion to watch the fight. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a pay-per-view fight.
It's not a pay-per-view fight. It's not a fight that we gonna be like, bro, like we think it's one's lopsided. Let's be real.
Most people think Shakur's gonna win the fight. Yeah.
Right. It's just a solid, it's another namesake, a familiar name who's undefeated. Right. But especially after watching those 2 Tevin Farmer fights, I think most people are hard pressed to say that you think Zepeda is going to beat Shakur Stevenson.
Mm.
Like he got hurt multiple times by Tevin Farmer. He got dropped by Tevin Farmer. And did he even really hurt Tevin Farmer more than 3 times?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't hit Tevin Farmer, who's 35 years old and coming up from featherweight, and is not a big puncher. He got 8 knockouts in like 30-something fights.
Mm.
And he's 30. So you can't hit him. You're not going to hit Shakur, who's 10 years younger, who's bigger than Tevin Farmer naturally, who's faster than Tevin Farmer naturally, who's more instinctive now because Father Time's undefeated, who's a better counterpuncher with more power. You couldn't beat Tevin Farmer. You ain't gonna, and this is no slight or this because that's Tevin Farmer knows he my guy. He's just a older champion. Right. I could see it if this was a young Tevin Farmer, cool. But he's older and moved up 3 weight classes?
Yeah, he a small dude fighting at 135.
Right. And then the second fight, he actually filled out better than Zepeda did. He looked bigger than Zepeda in the second fight.
Yeah.
And Shakur's naturally bigger than him.
Yeah, Zepeda looked real pedestrian in his last fight.
Very pedestrian.
100%. He looked
nothing about that fight said he didn't do anything to tell us that the first fight was an anomaly. I actually thought this fight was a draw when I watched it. Yeah. And you can make a case, right, Clay? If Tevin Farmer didn't break his hand, he might have probably won the fight.
Yeah.
He did all that with a broken hand, Clay.
Yeah.
Dropped him in the first fight, hurt him with a broken hand. He hurt him bad a couple of times in the second half. So there's nothing that tells me that this man is going to beat Shakur or hurt Shakur or get lucky enough to knock out Shakur. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So therefore, my point in saying this to say was, you fight him in the States, what do you gain out of it?
Not no payday from Turkey.
You ain't gaining a pay. Or Turkey said he's still gonna pay, he just ain't paying what he was gonna pay in the Saudi.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna get that.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose out on money.
Yeah. So
and you got to fight for free. Not free, but you got to fight on free TV, like not on pay-per-view.
Right. Who's gonna invest in it? Not gonna be on pay-per-view, right? You gotta put it, you're gonna have to put it on the West Coast because there ain't a lot of Mexicans on the East Coast. So you gotta put it on the West Coast. So the Mexican fan base. So I mean, it's just too many things to be able to get the money where you could just fight in Saudi Arabia and get the money.
Yeah,
make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? So why even play it? So that's my thing, right? I think that Shakur came to the understanding and realization, like, bruh, you could do this fight in the States, and what you gonna get out of it? I know he wants this fight to be in the States where he can have his fans there, so on and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. I get it. But, bro, you're going to have to put it in. There's so many different things you have to do to make it a success to get the money that you're looking for. It's just not worth it. It's worth more. It's better to just do it in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and you'd have to probably gamble on yourself and make it a pay-per-view fight, and I don't think it would do the numbers.
It's not going to do the numbers. So therefore, I think Shakur just came to. I think they talked some sense in him, like, bro, what are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
And Turkey's your is your reward. Like, the risk reward with these fighters has always been on in the conversation as far as what is there to gain fighting you. You're fighting for free, headlining free cards in your home city, and your last fight you had in your home city, they videotape people leaving early in the fight. So you're not a pay-per-view fighter because you haven't headlined a pay-per-view. The closest thing you have to say that you're a pay-per-view fighter is being on the undercard of Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Turkey is he checks the box on the reward. Like, people would fight you knowing that Turkey be willing to finance and make these paydays happen for them, and they'd get in the ring with you. But if you eliminate Turkey and you throwing salt at Turkey, you throwing shade at him for him, changing his mind on what he sees in the value of a fight, then now you're burning bridges with an ally, with somebody who was there that was going to help you put the fight together. It just didn't make no sense to burn that bridge.
Right. As I'm saying, like, it's just Michael Houston wants to put it in Chicago. They dying for a big fight. Nah, it's not going. It's just, you can't play those. You can't take those chances. King Brian, what's up? Can't put it. It's just not going to sell. It's just not. It's just not. And people already are down on Shakur. He's boring. He's dead. You know what I'm saying? And Zepeda's flat-footed. Man, come on, man. It's just, bro, go ahead and go to Saudi and get that bread. Warrior Class the Third, my brother in the super chat, dropping that half a on the super chat. Tank just want anyone to speculate about their skills being exposed by Roach. Roach got the blue blood print on how to defeat Tank, and Tank Davis doesn't like it. Roach is Tank's Buster Douglas. It's very possible, but that's what makes it so interesting, right? Is it an off night? Is it a situation where, you know what I'm saying, Fight Sports Talk, what's up, family? Is it an off night, Clay? Or is it a situation where, Lamont just got your number? But again, for a fight that I didn't want to see. No disrespect to Lamont Roach, but I'm gonna keep it 100. I didn't want to see it. We wanted to see, at this point, Tank is 30 years old. We ready to see Tank versus Shakur, Tank versus T.O., Tank versus Keyshawn, Tank versus. Now, he did try, to his defense, he did try to make the Lomachenko fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we found out that Lomachenko, at first, I'm like, Lomachenko ducked. And come to find out, Lomachenko got possibly a career-ending back injury, right? But at least to Tank's defense, he did try to do that fight. You know what I'm saying? Rich Porter, what's up, family? But again, it was just pointless. You know what I'm saying? So to go for Lamont Roach and Shakur was available was just nasty work. Enzo 88, what's up? You understand what I'm saying, Clay? Like, we know Shakur is available and willing to take the fight, and you didn't do it. And you chose Lamont Roach. And so majority of us, myself included, I'm pretty sure Clay feel the same way. Can't speak for him, he'll speak for himself. But we wanted to see different names. It's no disrespect to Lamont Roach. But Lamont Roach, Clay, he exceeded mine's, yours, and the rest of the boxing world expectation. Not just the boxing world, the sporting world. Because of his performance and his the way the fight turned out, it caught the attention of Stephen A. Smith. It caught their attention not because of Tank, because they interviewed Tank. They didn't interview Lamont Roach. You know what I'm saying? But now it caught the attention of everybody because of his performance. So now it's like, all right, let's see, Clay, can you duplicate that? Is it an anomaly? The future, what's up? Was that an anomaly? Was Tank just having a bad day? Now the interest and intrigue just grew. That guy, what's up? Yeah, that guy. I get it. He said that that fight was overcooked, but your point, Loma was a champ, right? I mean, I wasn't against the Loma fight, even though we could say Loma was not the same guy, so on and so forth, whatever it may be. But it's still a fight that I'm more than willing to watch and pay for. You know what I'm saying? If Loma looked anything like the guy, I thought Loma would lose to Tank anyway at any point in time in his career. But if Loma looked anything like the guy that fought George Kambosos, it's competitive, right? It's entertaining. So, and Lomachenko got a pedigree. We ain't never seen him knocked out. So there's a lot to go along with that. You know what I'm saying? Loma, all Loma's losses, Clay, was competitive and contested. So, it's not like he got old and got smoked. I think he clearly lost to Devin and T.O., but in the second half of those fights, and I think that's because he started so late. He started so late in both those fights, right? He let 7 rounds pass before he started fighting. And again, it's probably what they was doing was they wasn't doing what they were doing and what they weren't allowing him to do, right? But again, he started late and they won the fight. But look how he closed those fights out, Clay. So give me that Loma versus it's a name, it's a Hall of Famer, right? It's a guy that we believe in. You know what I'm saying? May not be a 50-50 fight anymore, right, Clay? But how do you see Loma right now, the version that fought George Kambosos versus Tank? Is that 50-50 fight for you?
After seeing the Lamont Roach fight, I give Loma a better chance. I thought it was more of a wash. I thought it was just Loma out of his prime, but a Loma that can move around, an athletic Loma can give Tank issues. I think Loma can. I'll say it like this. I think Loma can fight 12 rounds with Tank and not get knocked out. That being said, can Loma win the majority of 12 rounds against Tank? Yeah. Yeah, he could. So, yeah, man, I think Loma can beat Tank for sure. I think Loma cannot get knocked out, and I think Tank, from what Tank doesn't really win rounds like that. Like, he wins rounds, but it's not far-fetched for Tank to be behind on rounds on Lomachenko and need a knockout. I could picture that happen. I could picture Tank getting to round 9, 8, and being down 6-2. You know what I'm saying? 5-3. You know what I'm saying? And have to make something crazy happen in those last couple of rounds and go for a knockout and be aggressive, and Loma moving around. You know what I'm saying? Staying on his toes, scoring, not getting hit with that big right hand, staying away from that big, what is it, big left hand. You know what I'm saying? I could see him doing it. He can win. Okay, but like Mike Houston says, Loma don't do well with pressure. Tank will stalk him in the high guard. Will he? Because does Tank really put pressure? But I mean, let's be honest. Is that what he does? Is that he did that to Frank Martin, but Frank Martin was just running. Loma ain't gonna run. Loma's gonna move. There's a difference. He's gonna move. You know what I'm saying? So is he known for that? Is he known for being offensive? The lowest punch output, one of just like punch or punch, one of the lowest punch outputters in the game. What kind of pressure is he really gonna put on Loma? Loma's just gonna move, and he's gonna move effectively. He's not gonna get caught up on the ropes and make the mistakes that Frank did. He's gonna move around and still keep that real estate in the middle of the ring. Tank's gonna have to adjust and do something to force Loma into position, into walking into a shot. Can he do that? Maybe he can. When was the last time you seen him do it, though? Like, when was the last time you seen him do it? Everybody's been cooperative with Tank up until Lamont Roach and Frank Martin. You can say Frank Martin, but he got him to be cooperative too. But most people just will fight him, and he'll time them out and hit them with something, when they're sloppy and messy, he'll hit him with something. But how many people don't want to get hit or getting hit by Tank? I don't know. What do you think about that, Blue?
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. It's like my initial thoughts was similar to yours, similar to the brothers, and then after I watched the Lamont Roach fight, I realized that he's gotten comfortable
Mm-hmm.
and complacent in this new style, right? Where he don't have to exert a lot of energy,
Mm-hmm.
right? He don't have a high work rate. He don't utilize a lot of energy. He just goes with the flow until he catch you. Jay Lynn, peace of blessings, Queen. How you feeling today? Right?
Salute, Jalen.
He goes with the flow now, right, Clay? He's not forcing the fight. He didn't force the fight with Frank Martin. He didn't force it with Lamont Roach, right? What was the last time we seen him force the fight? I think was Leo Santa Cruz.
Did he? Leo was fighting too.
Leo was fighting, but remember he was aggressive against Leo.
Right. He was pushing up on Leo. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was pushing up. Oh, he was pushing up on Hector Garcia too.
Yeah. But Hector was handling it until he got clipped. Hector was handling it.
He was dealing with it. But those are the last two fights we seen him really push the envelope, right? Yeah. In the Mario Barrios fight, Enzo 88, he had no choice because he was losing. So, again, I think he's gotten complacent and comfortable with not having to exert a lot of energy, and that's dangerous when you're fighting Lomachenko. Because the thing that Via Ferreira, what's up? Christopher the Prophet, what's up? The thing about him with Devin and Tio, Loma that is, and Salido, the three losses, right? Mm-hmm. They were all extremely, extremely aggressive against Loma. That rendered Loma inactive. Right? Loma wasn't being active because they was very, very active. So much so that all three of them faded after 7 rounds. Right? All three of them started to fade after 7 rounds because Loma still puts mental pressure on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though you active and you walking them down and you're doing all these things, there's still mental pressure, still things he's doing in there that's making you think, not just physical. It's also mental pressure. Because you don't know, at some point he's going to turn it on. You just don't know when. And then he starts computing the information, and then he starts combating the things that you're doing, that you was having success with. All of a sudden, he starts combating it. Remember, Devin Haney said it, and to Bill, he figured that out. Remember, Tio said it to his dad. Remember, his dad was like, "Man, what are you doing?" He was like, he changed up. You know what I'm saying? He computes it. It's just that he does it so late against them that it's too little, too late.
Yeah,
because they done racked up so many rounds. Now he have these explosive. And another thing, right, Clay? In all three losses, he loses the 12th round big. He lost the 12th round big to Salido. He lost the 12th round big to Tio and to Devin. Because it's like he shoots his load 8, 9, 10, and 11. But he's so dominant in those rounds that it makes the fight look close.
Right.
But then he loses 12 big because it's almost like I said, he shot his load.
Yeah.
Right. But again, the difference is they are putting a lot of physical and mental, and not to mention Tank. Not to mention Clay, they all bigger than him.
Right.
Tank is not.
And they're throwing a lot of punches. They're rangy. Yeah.
He has to work to get inside. He ain't got to do that with Tank. He's big. No. He's taller than Tank. He's more rangy than Tank. And he's a southpaw as well. Tank ain't an orthodox fighter. That's another thing. Those are all orthodox fighters. Those right hands coming down the pipe, he got to be cautious of.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that with Tank. So it makes it interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think if Loma's healthy and not dealing with that back injury,
right,
and he's able to be athletic,
Right.
I think it's a good fight, man. I think it's a fight. I still favor Tank to win, but I don't think it's a landslide one way.
Agreed. I think exactly, Clay. I couldn't have said it no better. That's exactly what I was trying to get at. So saying it to say is that's what we wanted to see over Lamont Roach, and Lamont Roach exceeded the expectations, and now has made us say we want to see Lamont Roach just as much as we want to see anything else now.
Yeah, we want to see Lamont Roach right now. We want to see Lamont Roach more than Shakur right now at this moment.
Right,
Like,
right. Because right, Clay, we seen him have success and arguably win the fight.
bro. And we seen him do it like to a 12 round. We didn't see like, you know what I mean? It wasn't a flash knockdown. And oh no, man. It seemed like he was pretty consistent with what he was doing and finding success in it. And we seen Tank be frustrated by it as well, with the whole knee and going to the corner and acting like he was going to bite him and throwing the shoulders and doing everything he could to disrupt what Lamont was doing, to throw Lamont off and get him either emotional, get him pissed, get him distracted, get him over offensive. He tried to get him to do all those things. Lamont wouldn't bite. He stayed consistent and stayed behind the game plan him and his father came up with, and it presented issues in the fight, without a doubt.
Exactly. Blade Brown, what's up, family? Maharbir Salam, what's up, family? Rick, what's up? Dewan T, what's up? He said, just got here. What do you mean he don't want to fight? He's dragging his feet on the rematch. That's what we're saying.
We haven't heard any echoes of a date. I mean, we've heard it, but we haven't gotten it locked down. Even when Tom Brown got interviewed, he's like, yeah, we're working on it. Like, what do you mean you're working on it? How much could you be working on it? Just send the contract. It should be done. Both parties seem to want to make the fight happen. So what's the problem?
Right. So the only thing I could think of, right, Clay, is they having issues with the venue.
Because they wanted to be in Vegas. Oh my God, bro.
Clay, they having issues with the venue, man.
No, bro. No, bro. Come on, man. Nah, not the venue again, man. No.
Yeah, they having issues with the venue.
Man. I see Rich Water says the cash cow is over. Man, I don't think it's over, but
no, I wouldn't say the cash cow is over.
I definitely think it's different. I think it's been affected. I think the algorithm's been shaking a little bit with since Tank is talked about retiring and put on that performance, and then Jake Paul being brought up.
Situation.
Yeah. It's definitely changed the energy.
Yeah, what it is I don't think that Curtis Gilliam, what's up? Cali 1K, what's up? It's just so many different things. The fact that he's already talking about fighting Jake Paul, retiring, it's like Amani Shakur, what's up? Lord, just seen Ryan Garcia on Fight Height with Oscar saying calling boots. Yeah, I seen that too.
I was talking to you about that earlier.
Yeah, we was talking about that earlier,
right? Saying that, yo, bro, he got options right now, bro. That whole Brian Norman boots thing is an interesting conversation because there's a hindsight version of it, and then there's a present reality version of it. And there's arguments to be made all around this thing, right? But I think the consistency is, timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. There's a time for war, and there's a time for peace, right? And when it was a time for war, the parties involved moved accordingly. But now it's a time of, somebody's definitely gotten the leverage. And it is what it is. The A-side privilege is the A-side privilege in this space. And now, Brian Norman has to make up his mind as to what's most important to him and his son and his team. What's more important? Who's this fight really important to right now? And that person has to be ready to concede in order to make it happen. Errol Spence had to concede. You know what I'm saying? We saw Jerron do it with Stanionis, but does Jerron need to concede now? Does he need it as bad as if nobody needs it, then nobody needs it, man. Because Jerron don't need it. He might want it. I know we definitely want it as boxing fans. We definitely want it.
I don't even know if he want it anymore, though.
Right. If Jerron goes and fights Virgil Ortiz right now, I don't give a damn about Brian Norman. I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. You can't throw that but Brian Norman, I'm like, yo, bro, he should have took the fight. He should have took the less pay. Wow, but it was okay. But if that's what you want, but at the end of the day, this dude goes up and fights Virgil Ortiz or Israel Madrimov or Bakram or Serhii Bahachuk, or he goes up there to 154. Period. Brian Norman, who? He need to go look at Mario Barrios and try to fight whoever that vacated. Who's going? You know what I'm saying? Like he make his own legacy, make his own path at 147, and become a dude at 147. That fight don't need to happen. The only reason Jerron wanted to fight that dude was for that WBO title, and he don't need it no more because he got a WBA title now. And if he had the WBO title, he'd have been right there in the conversation of what, Xander Zayas at 154. The WBA title is the better title. It's the better looking title. Terrence Crawford looks like he's probably going to end up vacating it when he fights Canelo Alvarez. He can go up there. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. He can go up there right now and go fight Yoenis Tellez, bro, and go take that regular WBA title off him. Leverage his WBA title at 147. Go fight Yoenis. Take that interim WBA title, and when either Terrence comes back and Boots is in the way and becomes the next fight for Terrence, if Terrence comes back to 154, or Terrence vacates just like he did the IBF, Boots gets elevated and he gets put in unification fights automatically. He's in the conversation of fighting Sebastian Fundora winner versus Xander Zayas, or fighting Bakram or whoever. You know what I mean? He's immediately in the conversation of making the biggest fights at 154, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's ugly.
Yeah.
It's ugly.
Now, my whole thing is, my only pushback would be that the rivalry between him and Brian Norman has grew.
Is there a rivalry?
Yeah, now it is.
Why? According to who? Brian?
No, just the fans overall, right? Now it's being talked about, right? It's like it's a real thing now. You know what I'm saying? This side is talking, that side is talking. It's like, all right, now let's see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
But it's new.
It's new, but it's going to stick.
You think so?
Yeah.
It'll stick as long as Boots is at 147, yes. But if he leaves 147,
eventually Brian is going to go to 54. It's going to stick.
He's going to stay 147 for a little while. And okay, fine. If he is going to go to 154, then we can fight up there.
Well, think about this, right? Well, yeah, he will have to. If Boots leaves the division, he's going to vacate the belts, right? So
yeah.
Brian have to collect the belts again, right?
Yeah.
But let's say Brian outgrows it. He ain't a little dude either.
He ain't little, but he's comfortable at 147 right now. I don't see him leaving for at least another 2 years, year and a half, 2 years.
But sometimes the rivalry becomes out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gets attached to your name, and suddenly, like Floyd and Pacquiao, that wasn't a thing for damn near their whole career until
Pacquiao beat up on Oscar. Right, pretty much around Oscar. That's when it became like, oh, we want to see this fight happen.
Like 2008, 2009. Like, so for 15 years, nobody was talking about Floyd. And Floyd was a big fan of Pacquiao. He used to go to all Pacquiao fights. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, this happened, that happened, and now it became a thing. So Brian Norman gets Mario Barrios fights and knocks him Barrios out. You know what I'm saying? Gets a now he unified champion, and who knows what happens with the WBO and the WBA and IBF, right? But let's say he gets on a little knockout streak. Right. Oh, that's gonna stick. That's gonna stick. They eventually it's gonna be like, bro, Boots ain't never fought this dude.
If Boots beats Virgil Ortiz and becomes the top guy at 154, who is talking about Brian Norman?
It depends what Brian Norman does. If Brian Norman is
not have to bet on himself, we gotta remember that Brian Norman was low key being exposed.
He was under the radar for sure.
He was low key being exposed as a hype job, low key, because as soon as he started to fight 10-round fights and become a contender, he started going to these weird decisions, close fights. And before that, though, he was stopping everybody. You know what I'm saying? So then he kind of went into this little hiatus where he started to look pedestrian. That's why he was such an underdog going against Santillan, right? But then he shook up Vegas, shook up the world, and beat the brakes off Santillan and caught the attention of the whole boxing space. Like, damn, the whole boxing space said, damn, we finally got somebody who might be able to give Boots some work. But then it's kind of like, I don't want to say like Teal, but it's kind of like the momentum was there for you to take advantage of it. And instead of taking advantage of it, you went and fought on the undercard of Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had an opportunity to move, and that where I'm at with it is Boots was wanting the unification. And yes, I believe the Normans had the leverage, being that what did Boots have? What was his options? It was either do everything you can to make this fight with these guys or rematch Karen, right? And we already know you made offers to the other champions and they didn't take the offer, right? So Norman tried to take advantage of that understanding that you need this, you want this is your legacy. And there's probably some rumors circulating that you can't really keep on doing this at 147 much longer, right? That you need to start considering going to 154. We know you got the turkey pressure on you. You just turned down Virgil Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? You just turned that down. So you looking bad. You need to make this fight happen. So fine, you leveraged it. But I think hindsight shows that decision didn't necessarily age as well as they wanted it to for them, for their sake. And it shows that Boots' decision, although he could have made a better decision and still have fought them, he spent the money, but his decision didn't age that bad because he still got that respect off of the Stanionis fight. He still walked away from that Stanionis fight a lineal champion. He wasn't going to walk away necessarily a lineal champion to fight against Brian Norman. We don't know that he would. So in hindsight, one could argue, thank God he didn't take that fight with Brian Norman. That now he fought Stanionis, that he got that WBA title, but he also walked away with that lineal championship, right? So, yeah, the fight could have happened between him and Brian Norman, you know what I'm saying, last year. But at the same time, did it really hurt him? No, he's well on his way. The person who needs the fight more now than anybody is the Normans, because you guys are about to go to Japan to go fight Jin Sasaki in his backyard. And hopefully you don't go to decision and get robbed over there. Good luck. I don't want that to happen. I want to see you guys. You know, I told him that when I spoke to him on Mill City. I said, don't fumble it. Don't go fumble the bag up there, bro. Handle that business. Bring that title back home to the States so we can start talking about you and Boots and you and Barrios, so we can start talking about this unification energy that we've been on. But at the end of the day, he's taking risk, right, Blue? Like at the end of the day, each fight you take is a risk. And you had Jerron Boots Ennis right there. There's argument to be made that, yeah, Jerron could have paid more money, but there's also another argument to say that Brian Norman could have took less money, that he could have looked at the opportunity for what it was, which was a big opportunity, capitalize off the momentum, and only if you believe, if you really believe Brian is going to beat Boots, take less money, put your money where your mouth is, and make the fight happen. If you believe. Now, I understand strategy and how that works, and the understanding that Brian don't got to win that fight. Brian could lose that fight. So make it a payday. Make it worth your while, because you haven't even got a chance to defend that title yet and operate underneath the banner of a champion and get champion money. And here this guy wants to come and take advantage of your young son who hasn't even got the experience yet and may very well just go get he might just lose out on that momentum. And you want to make it worthwhile for your son no matter what, right? You want to say worst case scenario, you walked away with $1 million so we could take the chance. I get that. But if what you're saying is true, if it's easy work, if you see exactly how you're going to beat him, if you have all this understanding of how you're going to beat him, why didn't you bet on yourself? Why didn't you walk away with the 1.7 and make the fight happen and become a unified champion in the division? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an argument to be made for Boots' part that he played, that he could have given up more money. And maybe he could have given Brian Norman $2 million and he could have went home with 1.7, 1.5 off the strength of him getting his legacy intact. He could have let Brian Norman do that, right? He could have put himself as an A side, but, you know, take B side money in order to make the fight happen. He could have done that. But at the same exact time, Brian Norman, somebody who seems very confident in what his son can do, hindsight, the decision you made back there doesn't age well, because here you are now screaming from every mountaintop of every social media platform that if Boots don't fight you next, he a female dog, right? That's what you're saying now. You're saying it in a way from the outside looking in. It kind of looks like you're desperate for the fight to happen. It kind of looks like you want to make this fight happen no matter what. But Boots is sitting there, won't even say your name, because at the end of the day, Boots is a lineal champion now, and Boots got the whole entire world screaming his name. Today, Ryan Garcia went out there and said, man, I'd love that fight next. Do we need to make an argument about who makes more sense to fight, Brian Norman or Ryan Garcia at 147? Yeah, bro, we fighting Ryan. We getting that big payday. We're going to do our first headline pay-per-view card with Ryan Garcia, and we're going to piece that boy up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take all that momentum, this whole entire fan base, and we're going to become the A side throughout 9 out of 10 negotiations and fights that we make from here on in for the rest of our career. We're going right on the pound-for-pound list, higher up on the pound-for-pound. We're kicking somebody off of there, whether it's Nakatani, whether it's Tank, whether it's whoever it is. We're going to kick somebody off that list. We're going to become a pound-for-pound fighter. Turkey going to fall in love with us. We're going to be signing that Ring Magazine ambassador deal. That's we gonna be the next one in that picture, and we good, and we don't forgot about you, bro. We don't forgot about you. Now you got to go make your bone somewhere else. You got to go beat Mario Barrios if he's gonna give you the fight. You know how the PBC. I mean, he seems like he's in protective custody, and they looking to make fights with legends with him and trying to give him the best opportunity. Or you can come to 154, bet on yourself, and come in the Hornets Nest and come rock out with the big boys, and we'll see each other later on there. We can make our money happen. It aged well for Jerron. It aged well for Jerron. It didn't age well for Brian Norman. And if Brian Norman is going to make this fight happen, he's going to have to concede. He's going to have to take the money, Blue. He's going to have to take less money than 1.7. You feel me?
I get it. But here's the thing. Here's the pushback with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, remember, Brian Norman, they were negotiating in the faith of Jerron Ennis claiming that he wanted to become undisputed at 147. Not seeing that he was going to unify the belts and then suddenly not be interested or intrigued by being undisputed.
Right.
Right. And now he's like, do I want to be undisputed? Right. So they were negotiating that eventually you have to go through us, because remember at that time when Eddie was saying move up to 54 and the boxing world was saying move up to 54, while Boots got mad at Sergio Mora for saying you ducking Virgil Ortiz, and he said, I never told y'all I was moving to 154. I said I wanted to become undisputed at 147. I want to get all the belts at 147. Remember, he said it's not about Terrence Crawford. It wasn't about Errol Spence. It was about getting all the belts, creating my own legacy, and then moving to 154. So Brian Norman is negotiating in the mindset that, okay, you ain't got no plans to leave 147, which means you got to go through us to achieve your goal. But now, and remember, Boots, he keeps saying it. He said it again, right? I'm not struggling to make the weight. Why do people keep saying that, right? Okay, so if you set your sights on becoming undisputed at 147, what changed your mind if you can make the weight? Because if that's the case, now here's the argument to that. Because if that's the case, then why didn't you just fight Virgil Ortiz to begin with? Because you was going to get more money and a bigger profile fight to begin with. Because fighting Stanionis over fighting Virgil Ortiz, right, is similar to us saying fighting Brian Norman for 3 belts over fighting Virgil Ortiz is low level when you got to sacrifice and pay Brian Norman like you had to pay Stanionis. You know what I'm saying? So he was willing, Brian Norman, to go to Philly, just wanted to be compensated. I'm a champion. If I'm going to defend my belts in your hometown, literally your backyard, because where the Sixers play and where Bosie's old dungeon is, it's literally about 15 minutes apart. Yeah. So you literally fighting in your backyard, literally.
Big facts.
Right? So I'm a world champion. I'm going to defend my belt. Compensate me. What sacrifice do you have to make? None. Right? You're not leaving your hometown, literally. You're a world champion. You get the opportunity to unify the belts. You're calling for this fight before I am because I'm just 23 and just starting to make a name for myself.
Right.
You got the bank behind. I got to leave my promotional company.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I got to pay twice to come over to where you comfortable. So how does it benefit me? Pay me. And or I'll take the deal that you put on the table, but I'm not fighting in your backyard.
Right.
Right?
It makes sense, Blue.
Right. And then what the hell is that? You hear that?
I heard a little something. I don't know what it was, but it did sound. I thought you was there by yourself, and it made me be like, I thought you was there by yourself in my mind.
Yeah.
Like, who in there with you, Blue? That part.
It's like an animal or something.
That part. But let me ask you this, Blue, right? Why would you think Brian Norman? I saw somebody put in here that Boots wanted all the belts more than Norman did. Why? Why did Brian Norman not want to unify as bad as Boots did? Why? I don't understand, right? Like, because we paint this picture like Brian Norman was doing this big favor for Boots. You know what I'm saying? And taking all this risk for nothing. Right? Like he was doing all of this and he had nothing to gain. I don't know about that. And if that was the case, then
well, I think this is what happened. Remember, it's the timing, right? Remember, this last fight was Brian Norman's first title defense.
Right.
It since being Santillan, right? So remember, he beat Santillan in Santillion's backyard as the underdog, as we just said.
Right.
And then immediately it was like, now fight the best one. Fight Boots in the unification, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not Barrios, not Stanionis, not let me get a title defense, not let me fight my mandatory. You know what I'm saying? It was immediately, let me fight Boots. And he said no problem, right? Like,
but he went somewhere else.
We never got a chance. This is what.
But now he's ready to go to Philly.
No. So this is what I'm saying, right?
Now he's ready to go. He said he's going to go right in the back. He doesn't care.
No, but he was going to go there. Don't forget, he was going to go there.
No, but I'm saying he's not bringing up the money anymore. If you hear him talk when he talked to Mill City, now it's like I just want to show everybody. I'm gonna be real with you. I think they saw the Karen fight, they saw the David Avanesian fight. They looked at it. I think Brian Norman Sr. said it. I never really looked at it before, but now that I looked at it, man, I think they're just confident now that they can beat Boots because they see Boots can get punched, and they think he thinks his son is a bigger puncher than Boots or big enough puncher, and I think he wants to fight more now than he did before. I think before it seemed like a bigger task and a taller task, and he took that into consideration. And now it doesn't
remember, he said that though. He said, He said, now I'm more confident my son could get it done because now he really listening and he really locked in.
So it's fair to say that you didn't think your son was going to win it first when you were negotiating.
I think he thought that he was going to win, but I'm thinking that he like, if I'm going to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, you're going to pay me for it. You dig what I'm saying?
How is $1.7 million arguably 10 times more money than you got last time? But that's the money.
But that's the number that everybody goes for. But nobody realizes how do we even get to that number?
Which
they
one?
offered him 750,000.
Right, but I'm saying it was a negotiation, right? You guys did a good job. You didn't take the first offer.
Remember they lied. That's how it started.
Because Eddie Hearn didn't want the fight.
Exactly. So we automatically go to the highest number. But no,
we go to the highest number, Blue, because ultimately that was the end all be all. That was the final number that was the make or break, right? And it was like, okay, we've negotiated a good negotiation from $750,000. We've added $1 million to it. So you've done a good job. You've negotiated and you didn't take the first offer. Great job. You didn't take the fight.
Right. And I agree, right? But still in all, too, this is something else major that people don't factor in. For one, Eddie Hearn didn't want that fight. So we always say that Brian Norman, they didn't want the fight. No, Eddie Hearn didn't want that fight.
No, he didn't want
He
to fight.
never wanted to fight.
And not off the strength of fear, but off the strength of I
Selling
want
power.
Turkey to spend his money, and I don't want to spend the money. That's what it was.
It's just selling power. He don't think Brian Norman can sell. He don't think Brian Norman can sell. Right.
Well, not only that, because it wasn't going to be pay-per-view. I think it was more so Boots and me have an agreement for X amount of fights before Boots is a free agent, and I don't know that Boots is going to stay here, right? I'm losing money on purpose now to convince him that I got his back and also to build up his market value. What I don't want to happen is I don't want to get to the end of our deal and have to put out the biggest bag to put this fight. He becomes unified. Then now it's time to re-up the deal, and I get played like, respectfully, like Devin played me. Right, I built Devin market value up. I sacrificed and got out the way for big fights to happen. But when it was all said and done, he came back at me. We had an agreement that we were going to become prize fighters, and I was going to become a prize fighters management. And you asked me to go put up another bag to fight Sando Martin for what? When the agreement was we're going to go ahead, potentially let go of the belt. Right, we're not doing legacy. We're not looking for unified. We're in the prize money era of Devin Haney, because you made the long speech about Bill Haney made the long speech about, how old was Terrence Crawford when he became undisputed? 30 something. So basically saying Devin has time to become a second undisputed champion. Right now, we want to make the biggest bags of money, which is why you took the Ryan Garcia fight and why you went to Turkey to go get the money to fight against Tank Davis, right? You're trying to build this up. And Eddie was right on board with you, like, yeah, let's get it, man. And then you said, nah, man, I want to become unified again. So Eddie was like, I'm not doing that no more, bro, because I got out the way for all your biggest fights and I couldn't make the money. So now he's burnt with Devin. He's looking at every fighter now the same way. That's why he did Edgar Berlanga the way he just did Edgar Berlanga, right? He just literally did. I got you the Canelo fight. I did all this. And now you want to play with me and act like you want to go and become independent. That's cool. I'm going to throw you against, the guy who just did the 10-year bid with the poo-putt belly. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the same thing with LeBron. Like, okay, I'm going to spend all this money, get you unified. What assurance do I have that you're not going to hang back? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push you up to Turkey. Turkey's going to pay you your biggest payday. And in turn, give me my biggest payday, and I got to start making money and answering questions for the people who run the zone and the people who are financing these fights, and stop losing money on these fighters that are promised the zone, and I'm promising everybody are big fighters and future pound-for-pound superstars, but we never there to get the money off of them. We build them up, and then they leave. You know what I'm saying? We build them up, and they leave. So he wanted to get
let me ask you this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question, right? Because this is I keep meaning to investigate this, and I keep forgetting. Let me see if you know. Because remember, automatically, when you win a world title, your contract is extended. Boots unified the belts. Did his contract automatically get extended?
I know Top Rank runs it like that. I don't know if that's something universal.
Well, that's a rule. That's a boxing rule for the promoters.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, if it is,
if a promoter gets you a world title, it automatically extends your contract.
Because I've always known Eddie Hearn to be the super flexible promoter with his fighters, right? He goes into partnership deals and he goes into these like customized deals, like the deal he went in with Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Like, he seems to always give the fighters a way out. So if he's holding true to that, and he does have an extension now off default, because that's the written rule, or that's the common rule no matter what promotion you're with, then it would be like, okay, so why were you concerned about him leaving if you know that he's going to
I just don't know if is that the same for unifications.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
To win a world title, remember when Shakur moved up in weight and won the world title, it automatically extended his contract.
Right. Well, that's Top Rank. I know Bob Arum going to make sure that's happening.
So it's a universal thing, right?
But is it a universal thing?
Yeah. It's at least that's what I was told. When you it protects the promoters. Okay. So if the promoter get you a world title, it automatically extends your contract. The question is, remember, that's why T.O. again, we keep saying Tyrank, but that's why T.O. didn't want to have the title fight, because it would automatically extend his contract. But I don't know if that's true for unifications, because you know why, Clay? If that was the case, then it would have extended Devin's contract, right?
Exactly. And it didn't.
It didn't.
That's because Devin had one of those. That's because, but who's Devin working with? Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's been super flexible, bro. He's been known to get out the way for a lot of these fighters to get fights that they want. He gets out the way. He did it with Devin and Ryan, right? He got out the way and allowed Devin to be independent and work exclusively with Oscar De La Hoya. He does this. I don't know. You know, Eddie's always tried to earn the fighter's respect and loyalty by showing how loyal he was. That's one thing he's always done. But he's been burnt. He's been burnt playing that game. And I think in this chapter of his career, with Turki Al-Sheikh coming out offering to pay a lot of fights, he's just become a way more reserved investor. His whole thing is profits now. Like, yo, we got Turki here, bro. And I know with Duran, I feel like it was the same thing where it's like, bro, we got Turki here now, bro. We don't got to sit out here and pay no damn Brian Norman no $2 million, bro. The guy got paid $150,000 in his last fight, bro, or $200,000, whatever the number was in his last fight. We don't need to get this guy no damn $2 million. Let's go up to 154. You know you don't like the weight cut. Let's go up to 154. And if I got to force it and show you, Stanionis already said no. Mario Barrios said they want more money. And yeah, you know, I mean, Brian Norman didn't, you know, he said he wanted more money. He thought he could just sell it to Boots and be like, yo, they don't want to make the fight, bro. We got to make the next move, our best move. What's up? Turki says he wants you in Virgil. That's what he says. What's up? There's a big bag up there for you. And he almost had him there until Brian Norman threw a wrench in that, right? Went to social media and was like, that man a damn lie. He called me up and said this, that. And then he's like, damn, now I got to go back and negotiate with these dudes. All right, so let's make it happen, bro. But I ain't getting you $2 million, cuz. I ain't getting you $2 million. We're going to work it out. 1.2? No? Oh, damn. All right. Hard. 1.5. You still on that book. All right. 1.7, we out of here. Dead ass. Or if we, and at this point, if we're going to make it happen after 1.7, Boots, you're going to have to cough that bread up. Yeah, that's right. It ain't going to be 50-50, or it's going to be 50-50, or it's going to be 60-40. How bad do you want this fight? And I think at that time, the mandatory kicked in with the IBF with Karen, and his title was literally on the line at that point. He had no choice. He had to back out of that negotiation and go fight Karen. From what I understand, that's, you know, Rachel had said that. Rachel Donaire had said that the fight became a mandatory and he was risking losing the fight. So he had to go fight Karen at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the IBF wasn't going to allow him to fight Brian Norman anyway.
They weren't. Exactly. They were going to get in the way of that fight. So he had to do what he had to do at that point. But early, it could have happened. Earlier, it could have happened. You know what I mean? But listen, like I said, hindsight says.
Yeah, my whole thing with Boots is like, if you plan on staying at 47, just make it clear you plan on staying at 47 and getting them belts. If you don't, leave.
Yeah. Well, I think he's willing to do it, but now he's like, I want, right? But now he doesn't have to do nothing. You know, I'm not giving up my money.
He feels accomplished.
Right. I'm accomplished in the division right now, for all argument's sake. If I leave right now from the division, I'm an accomplished 147-pound unified lineal champion at 147 pounds. And the way Mario Barrios is playing it right now, or his team and his handlers are playing it, he'll never become undisputed at 147. So even him beating Brian Norman Jr. just adds another belt to it. You know what I'm saying? If there's no end game that involves me being undisputed, why should I shoot you this big bag of money?
That's another thing. I never thought about that.
Right. There's no end game that makes sense. Then it's like, bro, I'll fight you because I ain't scared of you, but the pressure's not on me to be undisputed no more because I'm pretty much damn near giving up on it. And that's why even Bozy said, bro, we're not chasing these guys around. So if they want to make it happen, let's make it happen. But if they playing games, we're going to move up.
And that Barrios fight looked very bleak.
It don't look like it's happening no time soon for nobody, bro. It looks like, I don't know what's going on over there. I'll be honest with you. Honestly, I'm going to be real with you. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Eddie Hearn is not waiting for this. I think we got to sit back and kind of watch and see how this Eubank and Conor Benn fight goes. But if Conor Benn wins that fight, whether he wins or he doesn't win it, I can see Eddie Hearn trying to line up Conor Benn and Mario Barrios. Yeah. No, Conor Benn and Mario Barrios for that WBC title.
But Conor Benn just said he's going to go to WBA route.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he just said that yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Oh, there it is then. I didn't know that. There it is.
Yeah, he said he's going to go to He said, I'm number 4 in the WBA. I want that Boots fight, X, Y, and Z, whatever.
Oh, word? Oh, there it is then, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So but again, everything's subject to change in boxing quickly. Now, let's talk about this before we get out of here, Clay.
Mm-hmm.
The way time, and I found this ironic, so I made a video about it earlier, that Shakur's 2 toughest tests was Nakatilia
Mm-hmm.
and Edwin,
Mm-hmm.
right? Throughout his resume, right? That was the
Right.
two toughest fights
For
as
sure.
far as his output, not wanting to engage. So on, everybody always points to those two fights. And now we're getting Abdullah Mason versus Nakatilia
Beautiful.
and Keyshawn versus Edwin on the same
Insanity.
card, right?
Shout out to Turkey.
I feel like that's just sticking it at Shakur, right? Like in your division, it's like, hey, we're gonna make a statement. You know what I'm saying? Like, bang. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I
It's
took it.
Turkey. It's Turkey saying something that me and you say all the time, bro. You know what Turkey's saying? Hey, bro, ain't nobody bigger than the sport, bro.
Nobody bigger than the sport.
Nobody bigger than the sport. And you guys have to understand that Turkey is a lot more focused and dialed in than people give him credit for. And they think that he's operating under fanboy rules. And shout out to Shakur. Shakur was operating off of an idea that Turkey had to humble him and wake him up about, which is, I like you, but boxing first. If the Williams Zepeda fight don't make no sense to me no more, I'm not paying for it. I'm not just here to kiss your ass. I'm here to make historical events happen. I'm here to make spectacles and the biggest fights happen. And you going over to wherever in America to fight Williams Zepeda for free on some card ain't it. Don't get it twisted. Terrence Crawford fighting Canelo Alvarez in Vegas is a pay-per-view event and is going to pack out 70,000+ people inside that arena to see them dudes fight. That's why it makes sense to happen in Vegas. Outside of that, that fact would be happening right here in Saudi Arabia in our backyard, and they'd be getting paid top dollar to entertain a bunch of billionaire oligarchs. You understand? That's what would end up happening. But because we see the magnitude of the event, we're gonna address the event accordingly. And don't play with me, bro. You ain't gonna go sit out there and let Oscar convince you that this fight needs to happen in fucking Texas, and I'm gonna sit here and pay for it. No, bro. And I don't need it to be that serious. And let me show you better than I could tell you. You feel me? Let me show you better than I could tell you. I'm gonna go grab Keyshawn. I'm gonna throw him against De Los Santos. And then I'm gonna sign Abdullah Mason. I'm gonna throw him against Nakatili. Watch the world shake. Watch it quake. And they're gonna have a common opponent with you now. And yeah, bro. And I think Eddie spoke to Shakur and was like, hey, bro, it's chess, not checkers, man. You got to stop it with this twittering and saying whatever you feel like saying when it comes to certain people. Now, everybody here for the games. Turkey will be okay without you. He got a whole game plan for the game plan for the game plan. He got a B, C, and a D plan at all times. He's moving with that kind of energy, bro. He's not going to kiss your ass. You're not going to shame him or make him look bad and think you're going to walk away looking good at the end. You're not. You're going to be by yourself again. And like I said earlier, Shakur doesn't have nobody else, bro. You know, salute to Shakur, the talent that he is, but brother, you don't have nobody else, bro. Who do you have? Who does Shakur have, Blue?
You're right.
Who does he have? Does he have the pick of the litter? Can he just go back to Bob and go pull millions of dollars again? Go back? Can he go to the PBC, who hasn't signed anybody since they moved away from Showtime? Can he go to Queensberry? Queensberry don't even care about no damn 135-pound fighters. They're all about the heavyweight division and stuff like that. Where's he gonna go? You gonna go to Ben Shalom over there with Gold Star? And then you might as well just move to England at that point. I mean, boxer, whatever. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I saw it too.
I'm like, bro, that's and another thing. Do you feel like, because a part of me too is like,
he'll be back, guys. He'll be back. Yeah, man. Turkey's moving the needle, guys. Let's be honest, man. I know people don't hear, but he's moving the needle, bro. He's moving the damn needle, bro. He's moving the needle, man, and ain't no one fighter holding no weight or no leverage over this man's head, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening. He giveth, and by gosh darn it, he will take it. You feel me? He giveth, and he shall take it if need be. He has no problem going either way. It's boxing over everybody and everything, right? It's boxing over everybody and everything, bro. Boxing first. That's where he's at with it, bro. It's boxing over everybody and over everything, man. So nobody's bigger than the program, as a wise man once said. Ain't nobody bigger than the program, man. Nobody bigger than the program. What it do, D-boy? Big Hearn, what's good? What's good, CJ? What's good, family? Yeah, Blue got having some connection issues over there at the office. Yo, guys, can you hear me talking? Am I tapped in? Can you hear me? Smash that like. What up, Blue? Do y'all hear me? Yeah? Okay, all right, Devon. All right, no doubt, King Brian. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Just making sure. I know Blue having. Okay, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. There we go, everybody. Blue got the Carl Brown internet today on. Diabolical. Diabolical. I don't hear you, Blue. Nah. You gotta mess with it. You gotta mess with it. You gotta mess with it. Goes today. I gotta order. I gotta hit the link button on here for. Let me see something right here. Nah, nothing. Nothing. I don't hear you. Is that here? Nothing. Nothing.
What about now?
You are loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Man, I don't know what's going on, bro. Can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay. Salute to Victor Griffin in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said, salute Blue and Clay. Not to get off topic, but you guys already spoke about Schofield turning down 1.1 million to fight Abdullah and wanting 2.5. I don't even know where that came from.
You're getting that off of Floyd Schofield saying that they would take $1 million or whatever to fight that they don't need a 2.5. But that was the official information that's been confirmed by Floyd Schofield Sr. is that there was no offer made. Zero offer was made. Only thing happened was there was an inquiry on the availability, A, and the willingness, B, of them to fight. That's all it was. And it wasn't made to Floyd Schofield. It was made to what's the guy over there at Golden Boy, Blue? Not Oscar, but Gomez or
Gomez.
Yeah, whatever his first name is. It was a conversation that happened over there. Gomez reached out to Senior and said, "Listen, man, it looks like they inquired about your willingness to make a fight happen with Abdullah Mason, and that's where it got left at. That's where it got left at. You know what I'm saying? The truth of the matter is. The truth of the matter is, Senior showed his cards in a way that he's just unaware that he has, or he showed his cards, and the cards he showed is when given an opportunity to make a big fight, that his instinct was to go for a price so high it was going to be insane. He chose the price out, bro. He chose it when his back is instead of being like, yeah, send that offer. How much they offering? We don't know yet. We want to find out. I'm just wanting to know if you want to fight. Yeah, we want to offer, man. Let me know what that offer is. Right. And not only did he instinctively say some crazy whack number, but he went straight to social media. So he showed that he's a bad steward in a negotiation deal. That you don't want to talk to him because he'll go and say it out in the public. He'll go and share it out in the public. What's supposed to be behind closed doors, he'll come out in the public. He showed bad faith. He acted in bad faith, bro. With the little bit of information that he had, he capitalized and chose to be a troll and chose to be a clout chaser off of a little bit of information rather than hold it close to his chest and just be like, yo, let's see if this happens and choose to be a businessman. He was reckless and messy, man, period.
Right. And he was pricing himself out.
100%. That was his instinct to price himself out. 100%. 100%. I wouldn't want to do business with somebody like that who run their mouth like that.
Yeah, no, he quickly priced himself out. Big Hearn, my brother in the super chat. He said, if you at 147, it's mandatory to say Boot's name. Oh, yeah, for sure, especially if you're a champion. But let me say this, right, Clay? So do you think Keyshawn dominating Edwin De Los Santos, does his stardom start to pass Shakur Stevenson? Because I feel like it is.
Yes, I think he's damn near here now.
Yeah.
I think people want to see Keyshawn involved in the biggest fights at 135, bro.
Mm-hmm.
they're not saying the only fight they want to see Shakur in is against Tank, and I'm telling you that's getting old. Because the way Tank carrying it, they're not even saying that. I know I'm not. I don't even care about that fight no more, bro. I'm being real with you. I don't even care about it no more, bro. If it happens, I'll be excited for it, and I'll be like, yeah, but I just
I'm in the same place. Like it has ran its course in my mind.
Yeah, I'm not interested anymore in that so much. I don't know what I'd rather see. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of Shakur, and I've said it before. It's a tragedy, bro. His career. I think he's going to be a great trainer. I see him working with these fighters, and he's such a good leader in his own way. A lot of people look up to him, and he's such a disciplined, committed fighter. But man, those hand injuries really, unfortunately, I think history will show and be spoke when they speak about Shakur. They're going to be like, he would have been so much more if his hands. It's going to be his hands. It's going to be the big story. You know what I'm saying? 10 years, 15 years from now, it's going to be like, man, y'all don't even know, man. If that man's hands weren't so fragile, bro, he was going to do great things in the sport. That's why I think it's going to read.
I'm with you, man. It to me, right, it's so unfortunate because Clay, I'm completely with you, man. I'm not even Ray Davis. What's up, family?
Salute, Ray.
Clay, is remember Terrence? It's in my rearview mirror.
Yeah,
I don't have no energy to talk about Shakur and Tank no more.
Nope, I don't care about Tank either no more.
Yeah, it's like
I don't.
It has burnt. It's unnecessarily too long.
And I don't care who that man fights no more. I promise you, I don't. I don't care.
Yeah. It's
fight
like
Lamont. That's what I want to see. I want to see Lamont more than I want to see the Shakur fight.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you, Clay. I want to see the Lamont Roach fight, man. I'm more interested in that, and if he beats Lamont Roach, him and Keyshawn I'm more interested in that.
Big facts, Blue. Big facts.
Yeah, because it's like I'm more invested, and this is no slight to Tank and Shakur. I'm more invested in Keyshawn's career now than I am theirs. By
100%. He's the future.
But not only is he the future, he's showing us he's the present.
Right.
He's doing everything we wanted them to do, but he's doing it. Right? Yeah. He's a knockout artist like Tank. But we know he could box like Shakur. But guess what?
Like Terrence.
And like Terrence. But then at the same time, I'm willing to fight you, and you.
Yeah.
And he don't mind telling us. I'm willing to and stick to his word.
Yeah, man. Rich Porter, Tank ain't messing up boxing. Tank is no longer. I'm telling you, the moment that Jake Paul rumor went out there, he's looked at now as an exhibition fighter, bro.
He's an entertainer.
He's an entertainer, bro. Nobody is look at what's going on in the content creation space. Look what's going on in the algorithm. Nobody's screaming out for Tank to fight nobody, bro. I don't see nobody talking about it no more. Everybody's cool. Lamont is the only fight that they talking about. Nobody's talking about Tank fighting nobody. They want Keyshawn to fight everybody. I want to see Keyshawn fight Raymond Muratalla and Zaru Abdullah winner. I want to see him fight Loma. I want to see him fight Shakur. Shoot. I want to see him fight. You know what I mean? I want to see him in 135. Keyshawn is he's the more realistic and accessible fighter to give you a big fight than anybody else in that division right now. If that makes any sense. Yeah. Like if you say right now, I want to see Keyshawn fight against Abdullah Mason, low key, it could happen. Like Keyshawn might complain a little bit.
Don't give a damn.
Right, but he'll fight him. He might be like, that dude ain't do nothing. He had a lot of work to do, but he'll make the fight happen. He's not gonna sit there and play that game. He's gonna fight whoever it is. And he's gonna be like that for his career. When he goes to 140, he's gonna be even crazier, I think. I think he's gonna be even wilder, crazy at 140.
Bro, Clay, he has announced himself in boxing. He's here.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. The problem is they allowed him to come and take over.
Yeah. Well, they played that game, and this is what Turkey's doing, right? Blue, like,
and I'm gonna say this too, Clay. Not just Shakur and Tank. Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody that dragged their feet. Like the worst thing for Dev was sitting out that year.
Yep.
And Ryan sitting out the year, and because Keyshawn took advantage of those moments where where they sat out, he is his stardom and then he delivers on top of it, and he's more. The difference between him and Terrence Crawford is he's vocal. He don't mind. He'll sit down. He'll tell you, "Hey, bro, X, Y." He'll do. Terrence Crawford is an introvert, right? Keyshawn don't mind being. He's the total package. He's our Pernell Whitaker right now.
Yeah. He's everything. The ingredients, the elements, everything is right on point with him. He's great in front of the cameras. He's great inside of the ring. He's committed. He loves the sport. He's passionate. He wants to fight the best. He's skillful as Terrence Crawford, right? He's a puncher like Tank Davis. He's all the above, man. He brings it all full circle for you. He just brings all the elements of all those different parts, and he brings it. He's more talkative than Terrence. So if Terrence had Keyshawn's mouth, he'd have been so much further, right? He's just as skilled as, let's say, a Shakur Stevenson when he needs to be. You know what I'm saying? But, the people want to see him. He's got a city behind him. He got, Virginia is there supporting him. He's willing to fight the best. He's upping his challenges. From the moment he went from the moment he popped on that marijuana test to the moment he got off that suspension, he's done nothing but
elevate.
He's done nothing, one step at a time.
And Rich, no, Rich. See, I think you missed what we're saying. It's not Shakur's fault that he can't get the tank and so on and so forth. But he makes it his business where Keyshawn don't. L-Dub, what's up, family? He made it his business to say, I'm never fighting Keyshawn. And not only that, Shakur has hand injuries that in the fights, it hinders him from delivering in the fights. And we never know when that's going to rear its ugly head once again, where Keyshawn don't have that problem. Yeah. You feel me? So where Shakur has to miss time because he got hand injuries, Keyshawn ain't going to, God willing, knock on wood, not going to have those issues. You know what I'm saying? Ruben Gutierrez, Keyshawn Davis is not Pernell. Bro.
It's not that he's Pernell in the sense of styles. He's Pernell as far as can do, willing to.
Right.
Looking to make, you know what I'm saying, like turning down no smoke.
Right. He can be aggressive. He can be defensive minded. He can be. How do we know what he's going to be? I mean, he's 25 years old. We're just saying, as far as him being willing and open to fighting anybody, his style, he can be exciting. He can be defensive minded. He can give you the total package. I'm just giving you an example.
Well, what style beats Keyshawn, right? Like if you had to sit here and be like, Keyshawn better watch out for
these kind of style.
There is none. He's ready to fight anybody. The boxer, the puncher, the strong guy, the weak guy, the fast guy. He's got something for all of them.
Right. So Rich, the thing with with Shakur is he has hand injuries. He's too defensive minded. So that's why these guys are not going to get in the ring with him. With Keyshawn, they see an opportunity, right? They think, okay, well, he gonna stand and fight. He gonna exchange with me. You know what I'm saying? He's exciting, so on and so forth. People will be more willing to get in there. When you have the mindset of Shakur, when you're so defensive minded, so hard to hit, and then he has the hand injuries, it's like, do I want to fight him over fighting Keyshawn? No, they'll take their chances with Keyshawn. And Keyshawn ain't gonna do anything to, like, he don't seem to be the person that goes to the negotiation table and be like, you pricing yourself out. And I just don't see, he don't have that mindset. Taciendo Warren, peace and blessings, Queen. She said Keyshawn got TO and Cruz problems. Oh, yeah, for sure. We want to see those fights. But again, he don't shy away from them. He telling you, I want to fight Andy Cruz. Just need him to build his name up. So when I do beat him, you know what I mean? I want y'all to give me credit. I don't want to beat this dude right now based off our relationship through the amateurs. And now, but he ain't do nothing in the pros. You know what I'm saying? No, I want to beat him when he beats somebody, and y'all give me credit for beating him.
Big facts.
That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? So The queen, she said Taisienda. She said, that's the queen, right?
I don't know who she is.
Taisienda Warren.
I'm assuming.
Taisienda, that's the queen, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
I would assume it is.
Keyshawn's a jack of all trades, a master of none. That alone tells us his weakness. What weakness?
What?
What weakness did you see in Keyshawn? I'm interested to know what weakness you saw in Keyshawn Davis. Big Hearn, my brother in the super chat. He said, could Errol make it to the scorecards versus Boots? Don't know.
I think Boots stops him, but
he could. The thing is, Errol is so balls to the walls, right, Clay, that he's so aggressive. It's not like he going to box and make it boring. He going to give Boots opportunities.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yo, I want to go on record to say, yo, Ryan looked good, bro.
Yeah, I said that.
He does, man.
Yeah, he's gonna stop Roelly within 5 rounds.
Yo, Ryan is dialed in, bro. Damn all the I know people don't like you. They don't want to. You don't want to say. You're not supposed to say nothing positive about Ryan. Whatever. I don't know, man. As a boxer, speaking on boxing, he dialed in.
He gonna stop Roelly within 5 rounds. He's so locked in. Jay Lynn, peace and blessings, Queen.
You could see it, bro. You could see it all over him, bro. Like I'm telling you,
he looked healthy. Maya Egypt, peace and blessings, Queen. And if
it might be a right hook, King Brian. It might be a right hook. It could be a song. He's working on stuff. He's moving. The footwork is looking crispy, bro. He's moving around, bro. He's moving. He's setting shots up, bro. I'm telling you, dog. Derek got him. Derek said, if I'm going to work with you this time around, don't play with me, man. Don't play with me like you did last time. And he's and you can see, I'll tell you what, look at Derek's face when Derek is doing the mitt work with him running around. Look how happy he is, how pleased he is. He's like, this dude is dialed. You could tell by the way he looks that the camp has been going great. He's loving what Ryan's doing. Yeah,
Ryan is definitely locked in.
I don't know, bro. It's gonna be crazy.
The Ortiz versus Ennis fight. Who?
Ortiz versus Ennis.
How could they cancel something that wasn't there?
Yeah. What are you talking about? What? They just canceled the Ortiz versus Ennis fight? Ruben, you just woke up, bro? You all right? Yeah, bro.
Roelly looks better, Ray, because he's healthy and he ain't got that weight cut.
Roelly taking this serious. Yo, Ray got this whole story right now that he pushing. He on this narrative that he thinks Roelly gonna get Ryan, and I was just like,
he got if he clipped Ryan, he got the power to do it and explosiveness to do it.
I said it. He's a puncher. He got that puncher's chance.
Yeah.
He a puncher.
It's just his defense is diabolical.
Yeah, he gonna run into something.
Yeah, his defense is so diabolical, bro. Yeah, I'm just watching him on the heavy bag, and I'm like,
right,
he's gonna get smoked. Bro, there's no way, Clay. There's no way you could throw as fast and as explosive as Ryan is in between punches. For your punch to travel from the distance that Roelly needs his punches to travel to get there, and he's not that fast. He's explosive with power, but he's not fast. He's not quick.
Nah.
Right? His punches are out here and they travel. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see what punch he get ready to throw before he throw it. And we ain't even in the ring. You can see it.
Yeah, bro.
It's
let me tell you, his punches are real tight and crisp. Like he has very educated hands. Like he's going to find you with that left hook. Like it's educated. It's laser beam. It's not wild. He's not flailing it at you, bro. It's tight, man. It's with purpose, bro. Like and you could look at the movement, bro. I'm watching him do the mitt work right now with Derek, bro. His feet are where they're supposed to be. He's just moving around on point. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see that Philly shell either. That California roll. I bet you we don't see it.
Yo, Ray, you got me in tears, bro. He said
no narratives. Clay been working hard to stay inside Ryan's hook. Roelly 2025.
That dude, he always working hard. Roelly work hard, bro. It's just he ain't got the talent.
He been working hard to stay inside Ryan's hook.
He don't got the pedigree. That's what it is, man.
Roelly ain't no Tank, and Tank was like, yo, ayo. Tank was getting what, you know what I'm saying? Like, you saw how Tank was.
It's just that Ryan just like, it's just second nature. So if you open up this wide, Dev was not, bro. Dev was giving him little slithers or openings, just seconds of dropping his hand like this, and Ryan's like, bang! Now, did the Ishireen play a part? Don't know. But even Tank, when Tank was trying to duck underneath it,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, bro?
I'm telling you, Roelly
bro. Opening up like this, he's a lightweight George Foreman, bro. He's
opening that door. He gonna Ryan coming in. He's opening that door. He coming right in,
bro. He gonna get smoked. Did you see them hooks? Did you see the hooks that Isaac Cruz was landing on Roelly? Imagine what Ryan is gonna do.
It's gonna be diabolical, bro. And he gonna keep him outside that jab. He gonna force him to take a chance. He gonna catch him. Don't be shocked to see Roelly get up out of there inside of 2 rounds, bro.
I won't be surprised to see him out of there in the first round.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he moving around. He moving around, bro. I'm telling you, he's moving around, bro.
But he ain't even got to move around, Clay.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, as far as like the boxing is up there right now. It's not just the left hook. It's not just the left hook right now. He's boxing. He's moving. He's setting up shots. He's standing behind that jab. He's dialed in, man. I'm telling you.
Roelly getting smoked, bro.
Yeah, bro. He done.
Roelly gonna deliver his own knockout like DoorDash.
Yes. Because Roelly feels like the only way he can win is by punching too.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, Roelly in his head is like what happened in that sparring session. He could duplicate. Telling you.
Yeah, he's gonna come in there going for it. He's gonna try to smother it. He's gonna try to go for it and go out on his shield, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. He's gonna go out on his shield, face down. Pause.
Yeah. He's gonna deliver his own knockout like DoorDash.
Yeah, bro. Look how happy Oscar is, bro. Oscar's seeing it, bro. Oscar's like, this boy is dialed in. This is 2015 Ryan. 2008. No, not even 2000 what? 19, 18 Ryan? No, 17? When was it that Ryan turned? When did Ryan turn pro?
Shit, he never was pro.
He never was pro. He's pro right now. What?
Wait, you talking about Ryan or Roelly?
Ryan, bro.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm saying Roelly. Roelly is.
Yeah, 2016 he went pro, but
Clay said what?
I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, I meant to say Roelly.
Right.
That dude never turned pro.
Nah, bro. He had a moment. The best I ever seen Roelly look was against Tank. Even though he got stopped. That was the best I ever seen him look. I was like, damn, bro.
He lost to what was dude's name?
Well, the Jackson dude.
Jackson Mariñez.
Yeah.
He lost that fight. He lost to Ishmael Barroso.
Yup.
He got smoked by Isaac Cruz.
Straight up.
He got man, come on, man.
He's been doing the Cambosis, right? Like he's riding the wave of that big fight that he won.
Work, bro.
In this case, he even win. If Roelly stops Ryan, find me. If he doesn't, forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
L Dub said Roelly will be defensive and cautious versus Ryan. His punch resistance is gone. But that's even worse. He don't know how to do that.
Ryan is moving them hands, bro. He on that speed bag, that bag he got. He make me want to buy one. I'm gonna buy one of those bags. I'm gonna order one right now.
The Cobra bag?
Yeah, the one that's going back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, the Cobra bag.
I'm getting one.
Yeah, right. Man, that dude is Roelly is so diabolical, bro. And he ain't.
Yeah.
He going to sleep, bro.
Salute
my cousin Speedy Cinco in the building, in the super chat, dropping that half a hundo.
Hundo, damn.
On this in the super chat, he said, "What's shaking, bro? Just showing love. Got to jump on one of these lives with you. Keep grinding, bro." Oh, you already know. That's my real cousin in real life, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
Salute, Speedy. Hey, man, we used to have some super fun, man. He boxed too. He boxed.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he
Speedy
boxed.
Cinco is a good boxing.
Yeah.
Nickname.
Yo, man. Roelly is just diabolical, bro. I'm watching him hit the bags, and I'm like, bro.
He's limited. He's so limited. And the thing about it is he's gonna have to, he's either gonna have to, like, he has to, like, it's like Deontay Wilder, right? Like Deontay.
Look what Ray said.
Roelly gonna shock the boxing world, Fatal Fury style. All right, man. He been pushing it. Ray been pushing the narrative. Trust me, he been pushing it, bro. Today he was going hard for Roelly. He was like, I got Roelly. Ray always want to get the upsets. He's always
Yeah, he like the underdog.
Yeah, he always going for the underdog. He want to see the little guy shine. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But I'm sorry, Ray. Not this. I don't think this time's going. I don't think so, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I think it's bad.
Look at T talking about Ray. I'm with you.
Yeah. Y'all just, man. I understand, man. Ryan said some real diabolical stuff. You know what I mean? It's hard to shake that off and dare I say look like you're supporting him by just keeping it real and reading it for what it is. Because it starts to look like you're supporting him, and it's not that I'm supporting him or not supporting him, right? He's a boxer.
It's just boxing.
Right. That's it. And it's just styles make fights, man. And that tight left hook, I don't see what Roelly got to answer that call, bro, to make that not an issue.
Ryan just looks healthy, man.
He looked dialed in. He looked serious. He looked like the fighter that he was supposed to be. That's what he looks like. He looks like the fighter that he was supposed to be, man. That's what he looks like.
He truly does, man. You know what I'm saying? And I like this because we get the best version of Ryan versus Devin, hopefully in October. Mm-hmm. That's you know what I'm saying?
This Ron that I'm looking at, I wouldn't mind seeing him against Boots. I'm like, I wonder what happens with Boots. I wouldn't mind seeing him against Terrence. I don't think he wins in these fights, but I wouldn't mind see the fight. You know what I'm saying? The fight. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Cali 1K said Ray trying to hit Vegas where it hurts.
Vegas gonna hit Ray right over the head if you keep playing. You better be chilling. You better keep that local and keep that talk right here on the show, right on the platform, and keep on trolling everybody. You go ahead and put your money where your mouth is. Vegas gonna hit you right upside your head, bro. Like, what was you thinking?
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I was watching him hit the bag, and I'm like, bro, he can't walk and chew bubblegum. He can't.
You about to find out. We about to all find out.
Yeah, he can't. He can't walk and chew bubblegum. That's the problem. He can't do two things at once.
Yeah, sound like a little chihuahua, man. But he hit like a damn.
Hey, he hit like a mule.
Master. Yeah,
he hit like a mule, boy. But boy, oh boy, that dude, boy. He just
listen, man.
He can't put it together.
Nah.
That's the problem.
Nope. Not at all, bro.
He can't put it together. That's the problem. If he could put it all together, he would be a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I said, Clay? And then we're gonna get out of here. But I've been saying this. If he was with somebody like Malik Scott, he would be dangerous. You know, like somebody is just take the time to be extremely, extremely technical with him from the very beginning. No
focus on his strengths and his weaknesses the right way. Like, yo, you do this, so we're gonna show you how to deliver this the best way.
Exactly. No, with no expectations. You know what I'm saying, Clay? Just like, bro, we're gonna work on the jab. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that I don't think nobody takes the time out to really focus on fundamentals with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think that I don't. There's no disrespect, but I don't think people have patience.
Oh yeah, it's not disrespect. That's just a observation, a legitimate observation, bro.
I think they understand he got power, and they like, all right, you know what I'm saying, if you land this power, you know what I'm saying, it could be a problem. Like he got a puncher's chance, so people don't mind taking the time out. But really, they don't believe in him. You know what I'm saying?
I think Roelly looked best when he had Bullet. I
Yeah,
think ever since he left Bullet, it's been bad.
he needs somebody. He needs a trainer that's so in love. Like Malik Scott is so in love with boxing that he just teaches and goes over these little nuances. You know what I'm saying? Like little things that he just got a lot of patience because, for one, he's fresh as a trainer, right? So he don't have the world champion outside of Deontay Wilder, right? So he don't have a high profile fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like he's so patient. It's like he's willing to teach you from the mud up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Roelly needs. Roelly needs somebody because he don't have the amateur background. He don't have the pedigree. He still has the martial arts bad habits that he brings to the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? He needs somebody to completely focus on him, completely take their time and be like, bro, you know, that have patience and no, you're not doing that right. You know what I'm saying? Like jab, you know what I'm saying? It's going to do little not silly, but little things like tie your feet together. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Like,
right.
Yeah, that just be like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you could only use your left jab today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't use nothing else. You know what I mean? You ain't sparring. You not you know, you're not gonna spar. You're not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Like, it's just solely gonna be, you know, focus on these fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would benefit Roelly a lot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's willing to have the patience to just be like, bro, today, this whole week, only thing we're gonna do is jab.
But is Roelly going to be receptive at this point in Roelly's career? Is he going to be receptive to something like that?
That's I don't know if he would, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he needs because he has ability. He has athletic ability. He's explosive. He's not afraid. You know what I'm saying? He just does things wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever watch where he take breaks in fights and it's like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you taking that angle? Why are you walking this way? You know what I'm saying? It's like he just takes walks unnecessarily. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can see him trying to think his way through the fight. It's just bad. You know what I'm saying? But you can see that he have raw ability. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like you know what he reminds me of somewhat of, you know, that NFL player that has this raw ability. He just big, strong, fast. You know what I'm saying? But he don't got the he started football and as a senior in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't got the fundament. He don't have the know-how. You know what I'm saying? He can do things, but he don't know why he's doing them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He don't know how to set this up and set that up. I think that's Roelly's biggest issue.
I agree with Denzel Horton. I think Roelly should be in MMA. I'm serious, bro.
Yo, I've been saying that too. I believe it too, bro.
He could be in MMA, bro. He knows how to wrestle. He knows how to do judo. He has great striking, bro. He probably a decent kicker. He's probably a good MMA fighter, bro.
Yeah, he has a mixed martial arts. That's his background.
That's where he started. That's his foundation.
Right.
And I think he competed at a high level in judo. I think like he competed at a high level.
Yeah, and that's why he squares up. That's why he makes the mistakes that he makes, because he still has that mixed martial arts mindset. You know what I'm saying? Did you see that dude the other day that was fighting? And he's from mixed martial arts. Did you see that shit, Clay?
What happened?
He was boxing. He was winning the fight, and he caught his opponent. Boom. And his opponent, I think it was in the UK or something. The opponent, he caught him, and then he just did a spinning punch. Bang! And
Oh
then he was
yeah,
like,
no, I seen it.
oh.
I seen that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen it.
And then he
I
just
seen
grabbed
it.
his head like, oh no.
My
Like
bad. Yeah,
he
yeah.
completely forgot what
He went into
sport he
reflex
was
mode,
in.
bro. He went to what he do. Yo, these MMA fighters, bro, diabolical out here in these streets. Y'all don't be playing with these dudes, bro. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, in the streets,
Yeah.
they running it right now in these streets, bro. These MMA fighters is doing people diabolically dirty, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
telling you.
Imagine running across them in the streets.
It's a problem. I'm telling
It's a
you.
problem,
They like
bro.
that. They like that. They're not caring about no damn jab, set up, pivot, this, that, and the other, bro. They're gonna snatch you up and try to put your head through the concrete, bro. Through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when Francis Ngannou said to Tyson Fury, he said, listen, this is your area, bro. This is what you do. But in my world, he's like, you got a lot of rules in this world that protects you from people like me. You know?
Yep.
He's like, these rules you got protect you from people because like me, and in my world, I'm kicking them little skinny legs out of here, bro. I'm taking them legs home with me, bro. Them little toothpick legs, we taking that out of here. We breaking that all down, bro. And then we getting on you, bro. We smothering you, and we doing a whole lot of joint manipulation. We breaking shoulders, elbows. We putting you to sleep. We doing it all. Don't play around, man. Because once we get you off your feet, bro, you are really a useless dude. Ain't you? Be real. You really not that useful no more. It's over.
Bro, they should be illegal to walk. They should have to wear tags. What they do, bro.
Straight up. Like I don't want no smoke, man. No problems. And they usually they nerds. They mad quiet. They smart. They're the dudes you sleeping on. Yup, you sleeping on them, trying to punk them, and this dude will choke you out, put you to sleep, and have your loved ones waking you up, telling you what happened. What happened? Yeah, that boy put you to sleep, bro. Everybody's seen you. You just woke up right now, bro. You've been out for like 3 minutes, bro. It's crazy.
Or your loved ones you never wake up.
Right, that too. That's that part too, bro. That's that too.
You might not never wake up messing with them.
You ever see the fight inside the mall with the dude and the MMA guy, and he put him to sleep? They got in a choke and he just put him to sleep right there in the middle of the mall, bro. His family was like, "Damn, man." His family was like, "Damn, come on, nah." Put him to sleep, Blue. Boy jumped on that boy's back. And like a little spider monkey, bro. That dude, and the funny thing about it is, you ever can see somebody who don't know what's about to happen to him happening to him. Like he's sitting there struggling and fighting and he's not even realizing what's happening, bro. Like this is going bad for you, dog. He is securing the headlock. He's securing the choke, bro. That's what you sitting here flailing your arms, moving all around. You trying to get a hold of the situation. That boy said, "Good night, boy," and laid his head down on the ground. He did him respectfully, bro. He laid him down, bro. And he laid him down, bro, and walked away from him and let his family have at it with him. Y'all get him together, bro. Y'all get him together, bro. You tell him about what happened. Tell him don't be trying people. Laid him down, bro. Laid him down, bro, like an Usher song, bro. You look like you ever remember the 5 heartbeats? you remember when he kissed him? There a heart in the house tonight. He gave him that love, bro. He gave him that freedom, bro.
What the family say? Oh,
he said, "Oh, man." You know how it is. Come on, bro. You know you don't want to see your family go out like that. You be upset. But you done seen him put him to sleep, so you ain't finna run up on him, right? You gonna let hey, bro. You done see what happened already, bro. You seen how diabolical it was. So you gonna let that dude move on and you gonna get on your cousin like, "Hey, man, wake up." Damn, man. Damn, bro. Come on, man. Come on. Hey, Errol, man. Hey, man, come on, man. Yo, somebody raise his feet up, man. Let that blood go into his body. He out of here. Why you gonna mess with people you don't know? That's why I've been telling you for years, man. These MMA dudes out here, bro. You think you can fight everybody, bro?
Yo, okay. What he said? Oh, come on, nah.
You don't want to see him go out like that, right? Am I lying? You don't want to see him go out like that, bro. You see it happening too. Like I'm telling you, you watch the video, you're gonna see that it was over very early. It's just the dude didn't realize it. He didn't understand what was happening to him, bro.
Yo, you gotta send me that clip, bro.
I'm gonna find it. When you see it, you're gonna see it early. You're gonna be like, "Oh no, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad."
Oh nah, man.
Nah. His family should have jumped on that dude as soon as they seen that. It should have been a jumping, bro. Y'all sat there and watched that man get put to sleep. It was so fast, he put him right to sleep. Got right on his back like a spider monkey, bro.
Yo.
You don't want to get
snap.
into it with these dudes, man. Yo, what did you think about? Did you see Chris Eubanks Sr.'s? Did you see Chris Eubanks Sr.'s little that interview? Yo, that was passionate, bro.
Yo, it's passionate, but right? He said, we're not baboons.
Right. But I understand where he's coming from, bro. I felt where he was coming from, bro.
He said, we're not baboons.
Crazy.
Yo, why he put so much emphasis on the S?
Because that man can't help it, bro. He got the new teeth, and now everything he starts to say, bro.
we're not a place of baboons. This is Great Britain.
Yeah, bro. But I understood what he was saying about the reality of the what I caught from the speech, Blue, was the reality of these guys depleting themselves in this weight bully thing. And like I said, like even seeing Devin Haney, bringing him up and seeing him when he was out in Australia, the way he looked before that Kambosos fight was just like, that's dangerous, bro. That's just dangerous, bro. When was boxing always that? Not that I can remember. Boxing, I never seen Roy Jones look like that on a scale before. I've never seen Mike Tyson look crazy on a scale. I've never seen, the heavyweights will leave with the heavyweights, but I never seen, Sugar Ray Leonard never looked like that on a scale. You know what I'm saying? These dudes is, trying to get that edge and be the bigger guy in the ring. They're taking big risk. You know what I'm saying? Being in weight classes that they're way too big for, bro. And they're thinking that they're going to have the leverage to bring the power and the strength, but really they're the victims, bro, because they have no water around their brain when it comes to fighting out. They're completely depleted. And you're getting punched on by somebody in the head is diabolical. Even in MMA was a big deal, Blue. Like the weight cuts was a big deal in MMA. Still is to a degree. I could show you a picture of Conor McGregor that's diabolical, bro. But he looked like a, you know what I mean? It looked crazy.
Because you know what it is, Clay? The truth is that technology today has allowed you to even attempt to make these weights.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because technology and everything has grown so much that it has allowed fighters to attempt to make these weights that's diabolical. They simply can't make. And just think, Clay, these dudes is rehydrating. Somebody told me Boots was 180 from 147. Good Lord.
Yeah, bro.
That's scary. 33 pounds.
And being somebody who's been involved in a fight like that, not me, I'm talking about Chris Eubanks, what was his name, Matt Wallace, whatever his name is, that guy's in a wheelchair now, not even thinking straight no more. And when you look at what's my guy's name, the guy who fought Nigel Benn, who literally went left for him too. What's his name? Gerald McKellen? I can't remember, but him. When you look at that guy the other day, the African guy in the ring the other day, who just, I don't know what happened to him, but he just literally just turned over and had a heart attack and died right there in the middle of the ring. It's a dangerous sport, bro. It's a dangerous sport. And, you don't play boxing, and these weight cuts and how light, and, they're paying these people to do these crazy fights. Even, looking at who knows what Jake Paul is going to have to do to get down to a 170 or 168, whatever weight he's going to agree on to be at the fight of Gervonta Tank Davis, bro. He's going to it's going to be difficult for him. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be difficult for him to operate and be in a combat sport and cut all that weight.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. And, I could see from the point of view as a father to his son, he's upset, bro, because he's seen so much happen. His brother died. You know what I'm saying? His brother died from getting punched in the head and ended up having complications. And, yeah, you could see he was passionate, bro. But he is a funny dude with the way he emphasizes words and the way he deals with the S's.
Baboons.
We're not baboons.
This is you, the media. You guys, the journalists.
It's your job to do it. Your responsibility to the fighters.
But he puts on everything.
Yeah, bro.
They're doing him, and look what Conor Ben. They've already ruined his career.
Yeah.
And my son, he won't listen.
Right.
What do you do with his son?
Junior
won't listen.
Junior won't listen to me.
He said, you got to go to the media.
Yeah, bro. He's right though, man.
I get it. I get it. But let's get on out of here, Clay. I know
No
you got
doubt, man.
to work tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna try to find that clip right now.
Yeah, please send me that clip, please.
You're gonna see it early too. You're gonna be like, oh, he done. He's done right now. You're gonna see it early, way before it happened. You're gonna see him going for it, and you're gonna understand what he's going for, and you're gonna see how the guy don't understand what he's going for. You feel me?
It's diabolical how people still don't understand, like you said, what MMA is about. That's the thing,
bro. He's over here getting position on you. You think you got him? Like, this guy's stupid, bro. He's trying to play with me.
Right.
What he trying to do? What he trying to do, bro? This is about to be over in the next 30 seconds, bro.
Yeah.
You're not even fighting it off the way you're supposed to be fighting it off because you don't even realize what he's doing.
Diabolical. But everybody, I need y'all to take a moment. Click the link. Subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link to his channel is pinned up in the chat. Once again, the link to my brother Claymore Rain, the channel is pinned up in the chat. Click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. If you have not subscribed to my brother Claymore Rain, please click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link to his channel is pinned up in the chat. We will be back on Tuesday. Appreciate you guys. And once again, happy Earth Day to my brother Claymore Rain.
Thank you. Today is actually my birthday. Today.
Man, you on the grind today?
Yeah, I mean, I went out last night with the wife. You know, first of all, I don't celebrate birthdays.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
You know that. So, last night I kicked it with the wife. We went out, ate, and we had a good time. We chilled, and but yeah, this is a great place. Nowhere place out of it. It's a great place to be on my birthday. Right here talking boxing, man. It's awesome.
Hey, man, happy Earth Day, great brother.
For sure.
My brother, man. Hey, give my brother Claymore a gift. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Click that link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain's channel, man.
For sure, man. Show me some love, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute to your family. Salute, man. And we will see you guys on Tuesday. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. And make sure y'all update and refresh your link because they're not sending out the link. They decided to put us in the algorithm basement. So click the link. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe, put the alert button on so they don't have no excuses. We will see y'all on Tuesday. Much love to each and every one of y'all. Be safe. I'll see y'all tomorrow. But I'll be dolo solo. My brother Claymore Rain will be back on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
And there's no fights this weekend. So
I mean, we got Ben Whitaker fighting this weekend.
Oh yeah, we got Ben in UK fights. Yeah,
we got UK fights going on this weekend.
And I like Ben Whitaker.
Yeah, I hope he redeems himself a little bit because I ain't gonna lie, Ben. I seen you, brother. You pulled that dude over the top rope, bro. I know you did. You went in your zone, but you pulled that dude over the top rope.
Yeah, it's a big fight for him.
It is, man. I hope it's a good fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, Charles Conwell fight this weekend?
Yeah, he fights this weekend. Gabriel Fundora fights this weekend.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Damn.
Yep. Conwell fighting this week. Yo, man, we got to talk about Conwell at some point as well, too, because they're not showing him no respect, bro.
No respect, bro.
He's really one of the guys that want to
see if I get him on, man.
They need after this fight, man. He needs to have a significant fight. Oscar, we need you to get on your job and manage this guy a little bit better, bro. It's time. He's ready. Mm-hmm. He's ready.
Agreed. But we appreciate y'all coming through, Stunting Up. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Salute. Peace.
Salute.